at pagbibigay ng mga makabagong makinarya.
Ini pong project na ini maging instrumento manlugod kan sa tuyang pagkasararo bilang mga paroma, bilang asosasyon.
Taos pusong pasalamat na binigyan kami ng tulong ng DE Region 5. Malaking tulong sa amin to.
Ang epekto kaniyong machinery is more on development. Mas dumagdag ang production, mas gumayon ang satuyang ani.
Sa patuloy ng
envisioned to provide new perspectives in business in the midst of this pandemic. This month of October, the CAMSUR Business Expo 2020 will continue its mission to provide job and business opportunities through various webinar series. PAC Pinas on October 9.
The virtual PAC Pinas aims to address the needs of MSMEs and online sellers to affordable, innovative, and well-developed labeling, branding, and packaging of their products. Packaging, a potent marketing tool, is essential for MSMEs to thrive in the business industry, most especially today. For this reason, the Camarines Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Department of Trade and Industry has decided to conduct the virtual PAC Pinas.
The third BICOL AGRI Summit from October 22 to 24.
In this time of pandemic, we need to continue the programs of the Camarines Chamber of Commerce and Industry, especially for farmers and agri-entrepreneurs.
Stream it on the official Facebook page and YouTube account of Camarines Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated.
It's all about innovation, excellence, and resilience.
3 years of celebrating the Bicolano entrepreneurial spirit and strong linkages with the government. 3 years of empowering medium and small-scale enterprises.
Be a part of the biggest virtual business expo in the BICOL region.
This is brought to you by the most outstanding chamber in Southern Luzon, the Camarines Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated.
Good morning, everyone. This is the third BICOL Agri Summit webinar series. I am Cristal Isales and I'm your host for today. As you're all aware of, this pandemic has changed the landscape of conducting activities meant to inform, educate, and inspire people in their respective fields. But the CAMSUR Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated, in partnership with the provincial government of Camarines Sur, sponsored by the Department of Agriculture and our various stakeholders, intends to break the barriers and cope with the new normal by coming up with a series of webinars to help you in these trying times. Our activity for today is one of the major highlights of the Camarines Sur Business Expo 2020. At this juncture, let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord for our opening prayer. Immediately after will be the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Dear God, we glorify you for all the blessings you have bestowed upon us. We are truly grateful for them. Thank you for allowing us today to meet and share our knowledge and time with one another virtually. May you send forth your divine wisdom to our speakers as they impart effectively their God-given gifts to all the participants. Bless the Camarines Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated as they continue to be the voice of business in BICOL. Bless the participants as well, so that they would be able to obtain vital information from this activity. May you send forth your Holy Spirit, so that after this webinar, we may share what we learn in the spirit of your love and generosity, especially during these trying times. May we be able to bring glory to you, Lord, in everything that we do. Amen.
ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, telas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa mandulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit ng pagaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nag-iingin, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang ay di magtitingin. Luman ang araw ng walhagit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling ko. Ang inigaya ng pagkay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
To formally welcome us on this endeavor, may I introduce the President of the CSCCI, Engineer Alexander B. Gaite.
It is my great privilege to welcome you all to an exciting and fully digital 3-day experience for the 3rd BICOL AGRI Summit webinar. This is part of our Camarines Sur Business Expo 2020, spearheaded by the Camarines Sur Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated. For the past few months, since the outbreak of COVID-19, our lives came to a standstill because of the various safety and health protocols that we have to adhere to in order for us to keep ourselves and everyone we love safe and healthy against the threat of this virus. This pandemic should not stop our business goals. With the theme E-Agri Summit, New Normal Farming and Marketing, we aim to be of service to the Bicolano farmers and agri-entrepreneurs to make sure your learning and knowledge in this field will be continuous and relevant amidst the challenges that the pandemic has brought upon all of us. Thank you very much, and mabuhay ang negosyanteng Bicolano.
Thank you, President Alex. The CSCCI expresses its heartfelt gratitude to our sponsor agency, the Department of Agriculture, for being our longtime comrade and for the support that they have extended to make the 3rd BICOL Agri Summit webinar a success. We will now hear a string of messages from the men and women behind this agency that continuously makes this a high-performing organization. Beginning with the Regional Director of the DA Agricultural Training Institute, Regional Training Center 5, Ms. Elsa Parot.
Masayang pagbati mula sa amin sa Agricultural Training Institute, ang 3rd BICOL Agri Summit na may temang E-Agri Summit 2020, New Normal Farming and Marketing ay sadyang napapanahon. Dahil sa dinadanas natin na pandemic dulot ng COVID-19, kailangan nating kumilos sabay-sabay upang maiangat ang karunungan at kasanayan sa pagsasaka. Ang pagsasaka ay gawaing nangangailangan ng kaalaman. Everything starts with training and education, lalong-lalo na sa agrikultura. Bilang training arm ng Department of Agriculture, ang ATI ang naglilinang ng tamang modernong kasanayan at kaalaman. Sa gawaing ito, partner ng ATI ang mga learning sites for agriculture o LSA. Ang LSA ay community-based, innovative farms na akreditado ng ATI base sa masusing assessment process. Matatagpuan sa komunidad, ang LSA ay nagtuturo at nagpapakita ng location-specific technologies at innovations. Dahil dito, mahalaga ang LSA sa pag-unlad ng pagsasaka sa pamayanan. Ang ATI-accredited learning sites ay maaari namang maging farm school ng TESDA o kaya farm tourism ng Department of Tourism. Ito ay napapaloob sa ladderized approach ng ATI. Sa AGRI Summit 2020, tatalakayin ni Alec Obligasyon ng Joros Farm ang paksang How to Establish a Farm School. Isang ATI-accredited learning site ang Joros Farm at sa kalaunan ito ay naging TESDA Farm School. So we should see farming as a business. Kailangan maging agripreneur ang ating mga magsasaka. Kung kaya't ang paksang Financial Literacy for Farmers ay tatalakayin ng aming mahuhusay na technical team. Sinikap naming maipaabot ito sa paraang akma sa kasulukuyang henerasyon. Dapat nating maipahayag na may ganansya sa agrikultura. Hinihikayat natin ang mga kabataan na tanggapin ang hamon ng pagsasaka dahil ito ang saligan ng ating ekonomiya at buhay. Malaki ang maitutulong ng henerasyong ito. Ang henerasyon na kinalakahan ang paggamit ng information technology upang lumago ang modernong paraan ng pagsasaka at paglalako. Kailangan kayo ng sektor ng agrikultura. Congratulations in advance. Diyos mabalos sa Camarines Sur Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Incorporated, sa pagkakataong magpagkilala sa DAATI bilang katuwang sa pagsulong ng pagninegosyo sa larangan ng agrikultura dito sa ating probinsya, ang Camarines Sur. Sa atin pong lahat, again, congratulations. Diyos mabalos po.
Thank you very much, Ms. Elsa. We now proceed with the awarding of the Digital Plaque of Appreciation for Ms. Elsa Parrot. Camarines Sur Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated, in partnership with the Provincial Government of Camarines Sur, CAMSUR Business Expo 2020, 3rd BICOL AGRI Summit presents this Plaque of Appreciation to Ms. Elsa A. Parrot, Regional Director, DA Agricultural Training Institute, Regional Training Center 5. For extending her invaluable contribution and unwavering support as our sponsor, contributing to the success of the 3rd BICOL Agri Summit, theme E-Agri Summit 2020, New Normal, Farming and Marketing. Given this 22nd day of October 2020 at Naga City, Camarines Sur. Signed by Jose L. Namoro, Chairman, 3rd BICOL Agri Summit, Kristen Carl E. Malazarte, Chairman, CAMSUR Business Expo 2020, and Engineer Alexander B. Gaite, President, CSCCI. Now we will also hear a message from the Regional Director of the Department of Agriculture, Mr. Rodel P. Tornilla.
Good day, everyone. Agriculture is life. Without agriculture, people will perish, not due to COVID-19, but from hunger. As the crisis on African swine fever and the dreadful pandemic continue to bring havoc in the agriculture industry, the Department of Agriculture has been challenged to reboot and reform its agricultural policies and practices. To survive, resilience will be a part of our agricultural livelihood under the new normal. Under the new normal, digital technology solutions are now being considered to keep businesses going. The DA will also digitize its operation to adjust to the current situation caused by the pandemic. Furthermore, the agriculture and fishery sector must grow in order to increase food sufficiency levels by partnering with private companies and local government units. By way of collaborating with the Camarines Sur Chamber of Commerce in creating this webinar series with the theme AGRI Summit 2020, New Normal Farming and Marketing, we hope that our local entrepreneurs in the agricultural industry will be able to survive, reboot, and grow in these trying times. Nevertheless, as part of Secretary Dar's marching orders, with the approval of the Interagency Task Force on COVID-19, movement to attain food sufficiency in the country will remain unhampered. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rodel. The same plaque of appreciation is granted to Mr. Rodel P. Tornilla. Camarines Sur Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated, in partnership with the Provincial Government of Camarines Sur, CAMSUR Business Expo 2020, 3rd BICOL AGRI Summit, presents this plaque of appreciation to Mr. Rodel P. Tornilla, Regional Director, Department of Agriculture, for extending his invaluable contribution and unwavering support as our sponsor, contributing to the success of the 3rd BICOL AGRI Summit, themed E-Agri Summit 2020, New Normal Farming and Marketing, given its 22nd day of October 2020 at Naga City, Camarines Sur. Signed by Jose L. Namoro, Chairman, 3rd BICOL AGRI Summit, Christian Carl E. Malazarte, Chairman, CAMSUR Business Expo 2020, and Engineer Alexander B. Gaite, President, CSCCI. Now let me turn you over to this clip for some words from our keynote speaker, the Secretary of the Department of Agriculture himself, Secretary William B. Dar.
Congratulations to the Camarines Sur Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated for staging the E-Agri Summit 2020, focusing on new normal farming and marketing, which aims to help the local agripreneurs survive, reboot, and grow. The National Economic Development Authority has taken the task to define and characterize what is new normal in our country's agriculture sector when it conducted a survey a few months ago which sought to define and characterize the new normal in agriculture based on the perception of the respondents. Based on the result of that survey, there would be a greater emphasis on food security as our country eases its lockdown measures. However, the survey revealed that respondents expect continuous food supply chain disruptions due to the limited movement of manpower, which affects the flow of agriculture-related goods. At the production side, the survey revealed that there would be greater demand for technologies that prolong the shelf life of food. The most affected commodities are expected to be the income-elastic food like meat and high-value cash crops. Given this new market demand and trend, the DA is on the right track in implementing the Plant program or Alpas Ahon Lahat sa Pagkain Sapat laban sa COVID-19. This program, which requires 31 billion supplemental budget, seeks to increase national agri-fishery output through intensified use of quality seeds, appropriate inputs, modern technologies to increase levels of productivity across all commodities, and thus ensure food productivity, availability, accessibility, and affordability amidst the threat of this pandemic. Under this program, we will vigorously pursue an 8.5 billion rice resiliency project aimed at producing more rice to increase our sufficiency level from the present 86% to 93%. The other projects under the Plant program are additional palay procurement fund for NFA, expanded shore aid and recovery project, expanded agriculture insurance project, social amelioration for farmers and farm workers, upscaling of Kadiwaniani at Kita direct marketing program, integrated livestock and corn resiliency project, expanded small new ruminants and poultry project, coconut-based diversification project, fisheries resiliency project, revitalize urban agriculture and gulayan project, corn for food project, and strategic communications project. The DA will also intensify its promotion, commodity diversification, to increase supply of nutritious food, which are expected to have higher demand from consumers under the new normal, as well as the promotion of support services, including production inputs, farm machineries, and equipment to improve production efficiency and reduce production cost and losses. We will also aggressively promote farmland consolidation and clustering to achieve economies of scale and sustain promotion of urban agriculture, backyard, household gardening of edibles, and community farming. Likewise, the DA will continue providing zero interest, no collateral, and long-term credit programs for agriculture-based enterprises and individual farmers and fisherfolk, like the expanded shore aid and recovery loan projects, the AGRI, Negosyo or ANYO, the capital access for young agripreneurs or KAYA, and loan assistance for the OFWs. Facilities like the slaughterhouse are worth investing in, as these generate revenues and employment and are vital infrastructure to provide consumers clean, fresh, and quality meat compliant to hygienic standards, make animal meat trading more efficient, and to help in the prevention of emerging animal diseases like the African swine fever. I'm happy to note that 34 LGUs in BICOL have applied and submitted their proposal for the construction of new and upgrading or rehabilitation of existing slaughterhouse compliant with the NMIS standards. One positive aspect of this COVID-19 pandemic is that we are compelled to fast-track the implementation of e-commerce, and this is now the new normal in agricultural marketing and trading. E-commerce or e-Kadiwa in agriculture and fisheries will be a new mechanism with which marketing or trading agricultural produce will happen. This online shopping platform for local farm and fishery products will leverage e-commerce during the pandemic. Our agency recently launched e-Kadiwa, a website allowing the private sector to sell their produce to ordinary consumers and local government units. This project will give local producers a stable market amid the imposed lockdowns. Since its launch, about 54 merchants have signified interest to join the platform. There are 300 inquiries and the number is still increasing as to how to join, and some 54 vendors are applying to be part of this platform of e-Kadiwa. This e-Kadiwa will be available initially via DA website with the URL ekadiwa.da.gov.ph using the web browser of the computers or mobile devices. Very soon, the eKadiwa will be more accessible through standalone application that users can download and use on their mobile phones, tablets, and other devices. As of September 30, the Kadiwa sa DA Kadiwa on Wheels and Kadiwa Online in BICOL have already served 68,365 households and generated total sales of 63.9 million. We have engaged not only the farmers' cooperatives and associations, but also the LGUs in the region to participate and support these Kadiwa programs. We are also encouraging more LGUs to distribute fresh and healthier food instead of canned goods. And by buying fresh produce, the farmers will not only have higher income, but the LGUs will also be providing nutritious fruits and vegetables and root crops to their constituents, which can improve their immune defense system. Before I close, I would like to make an update on the recent performance of the agriculture sector. I'm happy to inform you that the agriculture sector was able to make a rebound on the second quarter of 2020, again based on the recent PSA report. Agriculture managed to grow by 1.6% in the second quarter. Production went up palay by 7.1% and corn by 15.4%. According to the PSA data, BICOL palay production for the second quarter went up by 11% and corn production was up by 24%. For high-value crops, pineapple and sweet potato posted the highest production growth. Pineapple registered 13% growth from last year. Sweet potato posted 12%, peanut posted 7%, okra 6%, and mung bean 4%. These are indications that the agriculture sector has been the economy's ultimate backbone amid the COVID-19 pandemic and reflect the sector's strong resiliency to adapt and rise above any adversity. We continue to sustain us through as we gear up to reboot, recover, and grow. Together, let us connect with other sector and industry players. Let us break loose from the paralyzing effect of this pandemic. Tulong-tulong tayong umalpas sa pandemyang ito at muling bumangon, magpatuloy, mas umusbong at lumagong muli. Muli, magandang araw sa inyong lahat at Diyos mabalos.
Thank you very much, Secretary William B. Dar. It is a great privilege to have you with us today. Having said this, we would like to also award this plaque of appreciation to Secretary William. Camarines Sur Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated, in partnership with the Provincial Government of Camarines Sur, CamSur Business Expo 2020, 3rd BICOL AGRI Summit, presents this plaque of appreciation to Secretary William D. Dar, Secretary, Department of Agriculture, for extending his invaluable contribution and unwavering support as our keynote speaker, contributing to the success of the 3rd BICOL AGRI Summit, themed eAgri Summit 2020, New Normal Farming and Marketing, given this 22nd day of October 2020 at Naga City, Camarines Sur. Signed by Jose L. Nomoro, Chairman, 3rd BICOL AGRI Summit, Christian Carl E. Malazarte, Chairman, CamSur Business Expo 2020, and Engineer Alexander B. Gaite, President, CSCCI. Thank you once again to our bosses from the Department of Agriculture for your inspiring words and for sharing your time with us. I know you are all excited and curious as to what will happen over the course of the next few days. This will not only comprise of lectures and seminars, but exciting raffle draws and prizes await all of you who are watching us at home. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. And now to give us an overview of the 3-day webinar series, let us hear from the chairman of the 3rd BICOL AGRI Summit, Mr. Jose L. Navarro.
Good day, everyone. We have prepared a comprehensive schedule for all of you who will be attending this webinar, and we hope that you will acquire the knowledge, information you need through these informative virtual talks. Aside from this, we also have exciting raffle draws and prizes to be given away, care of our sponsors and partners. I would like to thank the Provincial Government of Camarines Sur, the Department of Agriculture, our resource persons, various stakeholders, and each one of you for your time and support. Diyos mabalos po sa inyong gabos, and good day once again.
Malaking papel ang ginagampanan ng agrikultura sa ating bansa. Pangunahing sandalan ito ng ating mga kababayan para sa kanilang pamumuhay. Isa mang biyaya sa atin ang tropical na klima na nanatili pa ring banta sa lahat ang nagbabagong panahon at paglaki ng populasyon. Sa simula pa lang, ang kagawaran ng pagsasaka ay isa sa mga pundasyon ng ekonomiya ng Pilipinas. Layunin nito na magkaroon ng sapat at dekalidad na pagkain ang buong bansa, kaakibat ang maunlad at masaganang buhay ng ating mga magsasaka at mangingisda. Kaya naman, para maisakatuparan ang mga mithiin ng kagawaran, ang panrehiyong tanggapan ng kagawaran ng pagsasaka ay itinatag sa lalawigan ng Camarines Sur sa bayan ng Pili. Sakop nito ang mga probinsya ng Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Albay, Catanduanes, Masbate at Sorsogon. Sa ngayon, ito ay pinangungunahan ni Regional Director Rodel P. Tornilla. Dala ang mandato na itaguyod ang kaunlaran ng agrikultura at pangingisda sa rehiyon.
Ang pinaka-major objective ng mga programa ng Department of Agriculture is masaganang ani at mataas na kita. Lahat ng mga programa ay dito nakasandal. Katulad ng ating rice program, corn program, High Value Crops Development Program at Livestock and Poultry Program. Kasali din po dito yung Organic Agriculture Program at Halal Food Industry Development Program. Ang kagawaran po ay tumutulong sa ating mga magsasaka sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng production support services at pagtataas ng kamalayan sa makabagong teknolohiya upang matulungan natin ang ating mga magsasaka at mangingisda kasama na ang pribadong sektor na maiangat ang kanilang pamumuhay. Kasama po dito ang pagbibigay ng infrastructure support at pagbibigay ng mga makabagong makinarya.
Ini pong project na ini maging instrumento manlugod kan sa tuyang pagkasararo bilang mga paroma, bilang asosasyon.
Taos pusong pasalamat na binigyan kami ng tulong ng DE Region 5. Malaking tulong sa amin to.
Ang epekto kaniyong machinery is more on development. Mas dumagdag ang production, mas gumayon ang satuyang ani.
Sa patuloy ng pakikipag-ugnayan sa mga lokal na pamahalaan, mga pamantasan at iba't ibang sangay ng ahensya, patuloy na napapalawak ang programa para sa ating mga magsasaka at mangingisda.
Dahil sa Department of Agriculture, nagkaroon kami ng mga projects at mga istruktura na naitayo dahil sa pagbibigay ng asistensya. We are not a COD or Center of Development for Agriculture kung wala po kaming support from the Department of Agriculture. We wanted to mold our students na mahalin nila ang agriculture and mag-involve sila sa agriculture. With the partnership of DA and Academe, mas magaganda po ang future ng ating mga Bicolano farmers.
Ang isa po sa naitulong sa amin ng Department of Agriculture Regional Field Office number 5, ito pong establishment ng Albay Farmers Monte Village, a one-stop shop farmers complex that presents a unique opportunity to combine tourism and agriculture industries. And dahil din po sa strong partnership ng DA and the local government, it created a great impact to the Albayanos.
Karamihan sa aming mga farmer naturuan ng mga bagong teknolohiya at sa ngayon ina-adapt na nila. Kaya lalong na-inspired yung mga farmer dito sa amin kasi talagang malaking tulong sa kanila. Dahil po dun sa mga naibigay na mga post-harvest facilities, mga farm equipments, malaking bagay dun sa aming mga magsasaka na bumaba yung cost of production, lalong-lalo na po dun sa labor. Karamihan sa aming mga farmer dito nakaahon dun sa mga malaking utang sa mga komparada.
Graduate ako ng IT, tapos biglang big shift to farming. So, mahirap sa part ko kasi inaaral ko pa, nag-research pa ako about sa horticulture, yung mga opportunities nga na nabigay din ng DA, yung mga pa-trainings nila, tapos yung mga knowledge na technical na pagtulong sa pag-grow ng mga chicken or ng mga bees. Yan, malaking tulong yun sa amin.
Malaking tulong sa mga magsasaka ang malawakang implementasyon ng programa at larawan ng tagumpay ng kagawaran ang bawat magsasakang nagkamit ng magandang buhay sa pag-aagrikultura.
Napakalaking tulong po ang naipamahagi ng kagawaran ng agrikultura dito sa Bicos Farm. Una po ang teknolohiya. Ipinapadala po ako sa iba't ibang klaseng training sa Department of Agriculture. So ako po ay natuto ng iba't ibang klaseng teknolohiya. After ng series of training, binibigyan kami ng mga starter kit. Binhi, minsan fertilizer, farm tools, then umabot po sa punto na mayroon na kami mga farm mechanization na laking tulong po. Napatapos ko po na mas magaan ang aking mga anak sa kanilang pag-aaral.
Nung dumating po ang Department of Agriculture, marami po silang naitulong sa amin. Naigabay po kami sa tamang pagsasaka. Tumaas po ang aming ani. Gumanda po ang aming pamumuhay. Sobrang nila kaming nabiyayaan at sobrang nila kaming natulungan.
Sa patuloy na pagbabago ng panahon, di maiwasang magbago ang direksyon at estratehiya ng kagawaran ng pagsasaka sa Rehiyon 5 na ginawang mas produktibo at nakabatay pa rin sa kanilang layunin.
Ang isa pong nakaka-apekto sa ani at kita ng farmers dito sa Bicol ay yung regular na pagkakaroon ng mga sakuna tulad ng bagyo, baha, tagtuyot. Lagi po tayong handa. Regular po sa programa natin ngayon ang merong mga buffer stocking ng mga inputs. Meron din po tayong sinasagawang mga regular na monitoring at pag-iikot para malaman yung totoong kalagayan ng mga farmers.
One of our function also is to conduct surveillance for animal diseases and plant diseases in order to protect agriculture producers and contain the spread of certain kinds of diseases like the African swine fever and fall armyworm.
Based sa protocol natin, kailangan ipaalam mo muna doon sa LGU para ang LGU ang mag-re-report dito sa region. Kung halimbawa, pest and disease sa plants, mag-send ng team para i-validate yung mga reported na yon. And then they could go directly to the soils lab or sa ibang laboratory or they could ask the technicians na siya ang magdala ng mga sample dun sa mga laboratories. And then after that, they would be recommending kung ano yung magandang gawin.
Now we aim to be more precise in terms of the development of technologies as well as the dissemination and the adoption. So kailangan yung susundin nilang mga pamamaraan sa pagtanim, yung mga moderno.
Meron pa kami tinatawag itong locally funded program, yung SAAD or Special Area for Agricultural Development. Yung framework kasi ng SAAD, yung poorest provinces ng Bicol region. Nag-profiling tayo. Pinofile yung mga farmers kung ano ang kanilang mga pangangailangan. Sila ay aalagaan ng 3 taon hanggang makaangat or makaahon sila sa kahirapan.
Nag-evolve na rin ang ating mga magsasaka. Medyo bukas na ang kanilang isip sa mga makabagong idea. Ginagamit namin na channel or tool, yung quad media. Pinapaabot natin sa ating mga clients yung mga programang pinag-isipan ng mabuti ng pamahalaan, ng mga nag-implement ng programs para po makarating para sa kanila.
Ang DA at ACPC ay maraming agri-credit na ini-implement. Isa nito ay ang KAYA, Capital Access for Young Agripreneurs. Ito po ay para sa mga millennials. Mayroon pa tayo ng ANYO, Agri-Negosyo Loan Program. Para sa mga individual, pwede pong maka-loan up to 300,000. Para sa mga may negosyo, pwede umutang up to 15 million. Payable in 5 years, 0 interest. Mayroon tayong Expanded Sure Program. Para sa mga individual, pwede makautang ng 25,000. At para sa mga agri-entrepreneurs, gaya ng ating mga RPC, yung mga processors, ay pwedeng umutang ng hanggang 10 million, payable in 10 years, 0 interest.
Ang Department of Agriculture is into updating ng ating RSBSA through the National Farmers and Fisherfolk Information System. Dito po kasi ating nilalayon na lalong mapaigting po ang pag-i-implement ng mga agri and fishery programs and projects through these CSOs. Magiging minimum requirement na po to para kayo ay mabigyan kung anumang intervention na pwedeng maibigay sa inyo ng Department of Agriculture.
When President Duterte signed Proclamation Number 922 declaring a state of public health emergency throughout the Philippines, the DARFO 5 responded immediately by creating the Food Resiliency Task Force. The primary goal is to have an unhampered movement of cargos, food products, agri and fishery inputs, as well as the agri-fishery personnel throughout the region through the issuance of IATF IDs. This task force ensured also that we have food available for every Filipino or every Bicolano, ensuring a food which are safe, affordable, and accessible to the farmers as well as to the community through the Kadiwa ni Ani at Kita, rolled in different places of the region.
Sa loob ng mahabang panahon, naabot ng kagawaran ng agrikultura sa Rehiyon 5 ang hangarin nito na seguridad na pagkain sa lahat, kasabay ang masaganang ani at mataas na kita para sa ating mga magsasaka at mangingisda.
African swine fever, or ASF, is a viral disease of pigs with no treatment, no vaccine, and is highly contagious. It can be transmitted through direct contact between sick and healthy pigs, feeding pigs with swill or leftover food containing infected meat, contaminated fall mites, and tick vectors. To prevent the entry of ASF into the Philippines, the government developed the BIG strategy. B. Ban import products. A. Avoid swill feeding. B. Block entry at international seaports and airports. E. Educate our people. And S. Submit samples. Babes. Please remember that all fresh and frozen pork, cooked and uncooked processed pork products and byproducts, from ASF affected countries are banned, even in small quantities or for personal consumption. To avoid delays, please surrender prohibited items to the veterinary quarantine officer on duty. African swine fever does not affect humans, but is a grave threat to the Philippine hog industry. Let us work together in keeping our country ASF free.
To formally begin our series of lectures, I have the privilege of introducing to you our first speaker. Our first speaker has an impressive resume. He is the brainchild of some of the most widely known online pages that you may have heard of, or perhaps have already encountered personally. He is an online marketing consultant and web developer for some of the biggest local and international clients. His name is top of mind among local agencies, private institutions, and the academe for speaking engagements and job trainings, among others for online, social media, search engine marketing, and online advertising. His work experience includes being the co-founder of Enhancers Review and Tutorials, which was cited as one of the biggest review centers in Metro Manila in 2004 to 2005. He is responsible for the Academic Clinic, which was listed as one of the 5 education blogs in the Philippines for the year 2012 to 2014. Naga City Guide, which currently has 150,000 fans, became the biggest private fan page or local online marketing consultant in Naga City. He also owns Online Creative Solutions, a local online marketing consultant for local businesses. He studied at St. Joseph School in Naga City. He graduated with a degree in BS Mining Engineering from UP Diliman, where he was a Philippine Geothermal Incorporated College Scholar. And he has a practical MBA at the Social Enterprise Academy. To discuss about digital e-commerce for farmers, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce to you Mr. Bryden C. Elizan.
Magandang umaga po sa lahat and welcome to this session about digital e-commerce for farmers. Ako po si Bryden Basil Ilisan. Bale, isa po ako sa mga tao behind Naga City Guide. Isa po siyang hyper-local na online marketing agency. Muramart, isa siyang mobile app na ilo-launch next month. And as well as Online Creative Solutions, another agency serving foreign clients, hotels, etc. So, maliban po dyan, isa rin akong online marketing mentor for DTI and DICT. So, ngayon po, i-discuss natin kung paano gamitin ng mga magsasaka or kahit ng mga fishermen or anyone na nasa agri-industry yung internet para mapaganda yung kita nila, para ma-expand yung market nila, at paano makahanap ng mas maraming buyers or customers para sa mga produkto nila. So, let's start po. So, siguro pinakauna discuss natin ano yung mga challenges na dinadaanan niyo ng mga farmers. So, pinakauna na po siguro dyan yung pandemic na to na nangyayari. So, simula pa nung March nung nag-lockdown, ang daming mga probinsya na nagsara ng borders nila, and hanggang ngayon meron pang mga existing na restrictions sa travel. So naging challenge po ito sa farmers kasi kailangan nila ngayon na innovative ways na paano ma-deliver yung produce nila dun sa mga dating lugar na nasa-serve nila. So, di ba, kung sarado yung ibang cities, then it follows na marami ring farmers na hindi makatransport ng mga produce nila sa kanilang customers. Yung isa pa pong challenge dito na dahil din po sa pangyayari ng pandemic is maraming restaurants and hotels yung nagsarahan. Meron nang nagbukas pero mahina pa rin yung demand from the customer side. So, malaking market po ito sa agricultural produce, yung mga restaurants and hotels. So dahil mahina rin yung negosyo nila, mahina rin yung bentahan ngayon ng ibang agricultural produce. So challenge din po sa farmers kung saan makakakuha ng bagong demand or bagong customers na mapagsusuplayan ng mga produce nila. So even before the pandemic, meron na pong mga challenges sa magsasaka. Isa na po sa malaking challenge dyan yung rice tarification law or yung rice importation kasi nagkakaroon ng maraming supply locally, and so ang impact niyan is bumababa din yung mga presyo ng bentahan ng ng palay dito. And of course, yung original na virus kumbaga, yung ASF or African swine fever na na nakakaapekto ng mga yung may piggery. So ang dami na ring naapektuhan nito, ang daming mga kinailangan na yung mga piggery farms na kailangan na isara at kailangan na patayin yung mga alaga doon. So napakalaking challenge din po sa sa meat industry. So sabay-sabay po nangyari yan. Ang laki ng pagbabago ng mundo. So kailangan din po siguro at this juncture, kailangan din natin na malaki rin yung pagbabago natin sa pag-adjust natin sa bagong mundong ito. So tamang-tama po. So meron online marketing, and if you will notice, ang dami pong nag-switch na na online na yung pag-market nila, ng restaurants nila, ng negosyo nila, ng pagpatrabaho sa empleyado nila, and hindi po nahuhuli dyan yung mga farmers. In fact, sa ibang bansa, ginawa na po yan, and marami ng farmers na naka-adapt dito sa nangyayari sa mundo ngayon dahil active na sila magbenta. Kumbaga nakakuha sila ng ibang means na makapagbenta ng products and products nila online. So ngayon, why consider online marketing? Isa-isahin natin yung particular reasons. Nagre-revolve yung reasons niyan around because information directly translates to money when you talk about online marketing sa negosyo. Kasi po yung sa internet, syempre available sa iyo lahat ng information, available sa iyo na mahanap yung kailangan mo. And if we break it down, di ba yung kailangan na po natin kung magsasaka ka is mahanap mo yung buyers mo, then mabebenta mo na yung produce mo. So isa po yun sa binibigay ng internet, ng online marketing. So when you do online marketing, mas marami kang kapasidad para makahanap ng mga buyers para sa produkto mo. Di ba? Halimbawa, dati, yung kilala mo lang na binibentahan, yung malapit sa barangay nyo, nakasanayan mo na binibenta dito sa particular na trader na to or particular na town na to. Pag gumamit ka po ng internet, mas dadami yung options mo na mapagbebentahan. Pati yung mga nasa karatig bayan, yung mga nasa kabilang syudad. So, pwede mo pong mahanap sino yung mga bumibili ng produce doon na kagaya ng tanim mo. Tapos kung mas marami ka pong options kung sino mapagbebentahan, then mas marami ka din options na mapataas yung presyo na pagbenta mo ng produkto mo. Another reason po na na connected dito is kapag gumamit ka ng online marketing, then meron kang way na malaman kung ano yung mga trends na nangyayari online. So kung naging active kayo sa Facebook nung pag-lockdown pa lang sa pandemic, then mapapansin niyo po na umusbong din doon yung trend na yung plantito and plantita na movement. Yun po yung mga tao na hilig sila na mag-collect ng mga halaman sa bahay-bahay nila, yung mga ornamental plants. So kung papansinin niyo po diyan, nagkabentahan sila, ang daming nagbebentahan niyan. And tingnan niyo po yung mga presyo. Ito, croutons lang siya, tumutubo lang siya sa tabi-tabi. Tingnan niyo po yung mga presyo, may 900, may 1,150, di ba? Ang layo po ng presyo niya sa yung mismong pinoproduce natin na ano na yung kinakain ng tao. So kung meron kang access sa online information, makikita mo yung trend na to and pwede mong sakyan yung trend na to. Kumbaga hindi po mahirap na magpatubo ng mga ganitong ornamental plants kasi marami naman na pwedeng pagtaniman and medyo nakakatawa nga. Yung mga tao, kumbaga, kapag sa presyo ng bigas, kung sabihin natin, masyado silang particular paminsan kung gaano kamura yung dapat na binibili nila. Pero pagdating dito sa ganitong ornamental plants, willing sila na magbayad ng malaki para makakuha ng ganito para sa bahay nila. In fact, sa Manila, mayroong mga nagbebentahan pa ng 25,000, ng 30,000 ng mga ganitong klaseng halaman. So until now po, ongoing yung trend na to. And kung sa tingin nyo, may mga halaman na ganito sa lugar nyo, pwede nyo pa rin pong pagkakitaan ang trend na to. Marami akong nakikita nito sa local marketplace na nagbebentahan ng ganito. And of course, when you do online marketing, pwede mo pong ma-identify doon kung sino yung mga mismong magiging customer mo and pwede kang mag-sell directly doon sa customers na yon. Di ba? Before, kung hindi pa tayo masyadong active sa Facebook, halimbawa, yung ginagawa parati is halimbawa tag-ani, inani na yung yung palay halimbawa is binebenta kaagad natin to sa rice mill or sa rice trader halimbawa, bulko na natin binebenta tapos sila na yung nagbebenta sa mga customers. When it comes to social media networks po or online marketing, pwede kang magbenta mismo dun sa mga tao na bumibili talaga niyan, yung kumakain talaga ng mga gulay or bigas na ganyan. So ang gusto pong sabihin nun is since directly kayo connected, pwede nyong ibenta at retail price. Diba? Mas mataas po yun kaysa dun sa yung nagbebenta lang kayo sa na bulko. So pwede nyong patasin yung kita nyo. Medyo challenge lang sa delivery, pero kung mahanapan nyo ng paraan, then mas malaki yung pwede nyong kitain sa tinanim nyo. So ito po yung pinaka-advantage sa online marketing kasi kung hindi ka nagbebenta online, 'di ba? Kung offline lang talaga yung option mo sa pagbenta ng products mo at gusto mo magbenta directly sa customers, then kailangan mo na mag-rent ng market stall. Halimbawa, siyempre, since may market stall ka, kailangan mo rin na mag-hire ng magbabantay ng market stall na yan. So, kailangan mong pasweldohin yan. Ngayon, kung nagbebenta ka online, hindi mo kailangan ng mga ganyan. Kumbaga, pwede mong i-post lang yung products doon. Kung may bibili is mag-i-inquire siya, magme-message sa'yo, and pwede mo siyang sagutin. Kumbaga, anytime. Kumbaga, kahit may ginagawa ka ngayon, di sagutin mo mamaya-maya. Pwede ka makabenta directly to the customer na wala kang taong hinire na magbabantay ng market stall na buong araw. Diba? So, makwento ko po, ito si EJ Farm Products. Ano siya, isa siyang may farm, entrepreneur siya, farmer. Sumali siya dun sa DICT program na tinuturuan ko, yung digital jobs training dito sa Naga City. So, pinair siya sa isang student. Yung student, ginawan siya ng website, tapos ng fan page, tapos ginawan siya ng CRM. So, ginawan siya ng ways na makakabenta siya online. So, dun sa ano na yun, sa website na yun, pwede niya nang i-upload yung products niya at pwede na siyang makabenta directly sa kanyang customers. Diba? So, ito po parang para ka na ring nagka-stall sa market pero wala kang rent, wala kang binabayaran na tao. So, very little cost and pwede siyang makabenta ng marami. Yan, grow better and more crops with online info. Isa pa tong advantage po sa pag gumagamit kayo ng internet sa in the course of farming. Kasi sa internet po, nandun na rin yung lahat ng information. Kung halimbawa, napeste yung palay nyo, so meron kayong access sa information na ano ba yung mga possible na dyan, na solutions, ano ba yung mga pwede mong produkto na pwede mong gamitin. So it's not just on selling yung benefit sa inyo, pero yung mismong pagpaparami ng pwede nyong anihin or pagpaganda ng pagpatubo nyo ng crops. And of course, yan, information equals money ulit. You can sell directly to traders in other cities. So, hindi ka na limited dun sa nasa palibot mo lang or sa yung mga karatig lugar. Kung kung willing ka na magtrabaho, kung willing mo talagang babadan yung yung paghanap ng information online, then pwede mong mahanap yung sino ba yung mga traders sa ibang lugar. Sino ba yung mga naghahanap ng ganitong produkto at pwede mo nang directly ibenta sa kanila. So ano ba yung given those advantages, ano ba yung mga pwedeng tactics na gamitin when it comes to online marketing ng mga farmers natin, ng mga fishermen, or any agriculture entrepreneurs? Ano ba yung mga simple na pwedeng gawin natin? So, ito pong mga susunod na slides, if you will notice, magfo-focus ako dun sa tinatawag na organic online marketing. Pag sinabi pong organic, hindi siya kagaya sa farming na iba-iba rin yung meaning ng organic. When you say organic online marketing, ito po yung mga organic na tactics na hindi mo kailangan bayaran. Kasi merong mga options for online marketing na kailangan mo magbayad for advertising, kailangan mo magbayad para may hosting. So ito po mostly yung mga pwede nating gawin para makapag-market ng ating products na libre. Kumbaga hindi mo kailangan gastusan. Tapos ito po yung mga pinakasimple na sa experience ko, ito rin yung effective rin. Kumbaga sipag lang talaga yung katapat. So unahin po natin yung mga ganyang tactics. Number 1. So ang pinakauna pong kailangan yung i-determine, bago kayo mag-post, magbenta na ng products, bago nyo i-career yung ganon, ang una sigurong magandang gawin is makinig na muna tayo. Kasi baka meron ng mga tao na naghahanap na ng ganyang produkto online. Kumbaga, nandyan na pinost na nila looking for rice suppliers here in Nabwa, halimbawa. Or may LGU na nag-post na we are looking for someone to supply us with this kind of vegetables, di ba? So baka may nag-post na at dahil lang sa konting search ay mahanap niyo yung mga taong nag-post na yon. Di ba? So dun pa lang po sa pakikinig, meron ng benefit sa inyo yung online marketing. Here are some examples. So ito po, kita nyo, may naghahanap ng rice supplier, Pangasinan area. May naghahanap ng rice supplier din dito, Nueva Ecija. Pili nut candy supplier, may naghahanap. Ito, looking for cheap laing leaves. Diba? So, marami ng mga tao na nagpo-post ng ganyan na inquiries. Naghahanap sila ng recommendations, naghahanap sila ng mga suppliers na makikipag-connect sa kanila. So, type nyo lang po, Facebook search, may naghahanap ba ng bigas? Type nyo sa Google, may naghahanap ba dyan? So, ano ba yung mga lalabas na result? Type nyo sa Twitter, meron din bang nag-mention ng ganyan? Ang second step po, ito yung pinaka-commonly used talaga, is to sell on the online markets. What do I mean by that? Kasi po sa internet, may mga lugar din po dyan. May mga lugar na talagang doon nangyayari yung bentahan ng mga produkto. So halimbawa, sabihin natin sa YouTube, yung mga tao nanonood ng video sa YouTube. Pero may mga certain places, halimbawa Lazada, eBay, or Facebook Marketplace, talagang kumbaga pinupuntahan ng mga tao yung mga yon para magbenta talaga or bumili ng produkto or serbisyo. So dadaanan natin yung mga iba-ibang klaseng ganyan. Number one na yung na-mention ko, Facebook Marketplace. So nasa Facebook po to, may tab dyan na nakasulat Marketplace. Pag pumasok po kayo dyan, nandyan ina-upload usually ng mga tao yung produkto nila. Di ba makikita nyo po dyan sa video, merong bigas, merong coffee ba yan, merong isda, merong feeds. Di ba? So ina-upload nila kasi yung mga taong hinahanap yung produktong yan, papasok siya dyan at itatype niya yung product name. Mag-search niya. So, upload nyo lang po yung products nyo. Kasi kung may maghanap, baka sakaling kayo yung mahanap sa inyo yung sa inyo bumili. Next po is Facebook groups. Kasi maliban dun sa marketplace, merong mga gumawa ng Facebook group na dedicated talaga sa selling online. So, nandyan yung mga sellers, nagpo-post rin sila sa groups na yun ng products, ng services, tapos pumupunta din yung mga potential customers doon. Or, yung mga members na customers doon, pag may nag-post sa group, lumalabas doon sa feed nila na, uy, may nagbebenta pala ng bigas, may nagbebenta pala ng manok, ganon. So, pag nagka-interest sila, mag-i-inquire sila doon sa seller na nag-post sa group. So, ito po yung ko. Ito yung third tip ko. Hanapin nyo yung mga groups para sa bentahan sa mga social media networks. Search nyo lang Naga City Buy and Sell or Naga City Sellers Group. Mga ganon. Iba-ibang keywords, i-try nyo. Tapos kung ano yung lumabas, sali po kayo doon. Diba? So, sali kayo, tapos post nyo. Siyempre, basahin nyo na muna yung group rules, tapos post kayo ng products nyo. Then, pag may nakakita, baka sakaling may mag-order na directly sa inyo. So, medyo marami po yan. Depende yan sa lugar. Halimbawa dito sa Naga, baka meron tayong 20 groups na ganyan. Sa Legazpi, sabihin natin may 15 groups tayo ng ganyan. So, hanapin nyo lang po. Kasi kahit ito pa lang yung ginagawa nyo, malaki na rin yung exposure na makukuha nyo. Now, another option is to sell directly to restaurants and hotels. Kasi sabihin natin na bumaba yung demand sa hotel, sa restaurants, pero may mga bukas pa rin po na ganyan. May mga nag-reopen na at may mga customer na sila na pumapasok. In fact, kahit hindi konti pa lang yung kumakain na sa restaurants mismo, marami-rami yung nag-order online, yung mga food panda delivery app, Hungry Live, Pan Delivery. So nag-survive din sila dahil sa mga deliveries nila sa online transactions. So pwede nyo rin pong gawin to in part. Ang gawin nyo lang is, halimbawa, malapit sa Naga, yung farm mo. So i-search mo lang po sa Facebook search, ano yung mga restaurants or hotels na nandyan sa Naga. So again, mahaba po yung listahan na lalabas niyan, mahaba yung listahan ng hotels. So tiyagaan nyo lang po na i-message pa isa-isa. Baka po gusto nyong bumili ng bigas, kaani pa lang namin, malaking tulong po sa amin kung directly nyo na sa amin bilhin yung bigas nyo or gulay nyo or any na produce nyo dyan. So marami po yan. So kahit nasabihin natin na marami yung hindi sasagot sa inyo, may certain number pa rin po na magkaka-interest dun sa pinadala nyo. Sa Naga pa lang, meron daw more than 200 na restaurants na nandito. Dagdag mo pa yung online sellers. So napakaraming option na pwedeng i-message. 'Di ba po? So tiyagaan lang siya, pero may makukuha po kayong customer sa ganyang paraan ng online marketing. At hindi po kayo, wag kayong susuko pag nagpadala kayo ng once tas hindi sumagot. Baka po nabaon lang yung message nyo. Okay lang na the day after tomorrow, send ulit kayo ng message. Baka sakali this time around, mapansin ni Facebook fanpage admin at masagot kayo. Now, another option when we talk about online marketing is getting help from or referrals from local influencers. Ano pong gustong sabihin natin ito? So, local influencers po, ang gustong sabihin lang yan, yung mga tao na may social media profiles or social media fan pages na maraming nagfa-follow sa kanila. Maraming friends, maraming followers. So, halimbawa po dyan yung mga local newscasters natin, yung mga local radio personalities, mga local fan pages na maraming following. So, ang example ko pong nilagay dito si Ma'am Grace Inocentes ng DWNX kasi nakita ko tong mismong post na to nung May 6. Pinost niya yung pakwan na yan. Tapos parang napakasarap ng paka-describe niya. Kung titingnan nyo sa comment section, ang daming tao na nag-i-inquire. Paano po ba bumili ng pakwan na yan? Diba? Kahit ako, napa-inquire din ako, Ma'am Grace, saan po makakabili ng ganyan? So, pwede nyo pong gawin to. Mag-search kayo. Sino ba yung mga kilalang tao? Dito sa Naga, sa lugar nyo. So, tingnan nyo. Kung maraming nagko-comment sa kanila sa mga ganitong post, pwede kayong magpatulong na padalan ka namin ng konting sampler ng aming produce, baka po pwedeng i-share nyo naman sa friends nyo or sa followers nyo na may binibenta kaming ganito. Tapos nandun na yung phone number nyo, pwede na kayong kontakin directly ng mga interesado. So kasama po dyan yung mga local celebrities, kahit nga siguro yung mga mayor ng mga lugar-lugar. So marami pong willing na tumulong sa ganyan. And very effective po yan na way of marketing online. So, meron akong konting experience sa ganyan. Ito po makikita nyo. Ito before the pandemic pa to, last November. Merong group of farmers na nag-group together sila at nagbenta sila ng mga produce nila. So, offline nila ito binibenta sa Carmen Hotel actually, yung pavilion doon. Pero humingi sila ng tulong sa fan page namin sa Naga City Guide. Nagtanong, pwede bang magpatulong na mag-post at mag-promote ng ng mga products namin. So kami naman, syempre makakatulong kami. So pinost rin namin yung yung nangyayaring farmers market. In fact, nag-alat pa kami ng advertising budget kasi gusto talaga namin makatulong sa initiative na yan. And so marami pong tao na pumunta rin doon para bumili ng mga gulay, ng mga kung ano-anong produkto ng mga farmers. So pwede po yan. Aside from people, hanapin nyo po yung mga fan pages na maraming followers na nasa local din. So marami po mga local bloggers, food blogger, news pages, di ba? Marami pong willing na tumulong na i-share yung products nyo sa followers nila. So, eto pa po yung isang promising na aspect ng pagsasell online kasi 'di ba kaya nyo nang mag-join sa local groups na nagbebentahan. By the same reasoning, kahit yung group sa Manila, pwede kayong sumali doon, 'di ba? So may bentahan doon, pwede nyong i-post yung products nyo. Yan lang po kung marami kayong binibenta or kung may mga kasama kayo na marami kaya nyong mag-ship papunta ng Maynila. So pwede kayong mag-post dun sa groups, tapos pag may nagka-interest, diba, pwede nyong ipadala. Ang maganda dito is, mas malaki yung population ng Manila, di hamak. So mas maraming options na may magkaka-interest sa sa products ng farmers dito sa Bicol. So again, tiyaga lang po yung kailangan dyan. Search lang kayo ng search ng mga groups na nagbebentahan. Dito sa Bicol, sa Manila, search ng group, join lang ng join, post lang ng post. Hindi lang po isang beses to gagawin. Sabihin natin every week may ginagawa kayo na pag-post ng ganito, makakakuha kayo ng customers this way. Hindi lang customers, meron na niyan gustong yung iba magbe-message na kukuha na sila ng on a recurring basis. So, pwede bang kontratahin namin na every month magpadala ka ng ganitong amount? So, marami pong pwedeng mangyari dyan. And siguro libo yung groups na pwede nyong salihan na ganito. Or you can sell directly to Manila distribution networks. Kasi meron pong mga, sabihin natin online businesses, merong mga organizations na may visibility sila online. Just like dun sa mga radio announcers, pwede kayong mag-message ng mga pages nila. So, sino ba yung mga groups na tumutulong sa farmers? Sino ba yung mga startups na merong projects na na kino-connect yung farmers directly sa consumers? So meron pong mga ganyan, ire-research nyo lang, then pag nakita nyo, nakagawa na kayo ng listahan, puntahan nyo yung pages and try nyo kausapin yung admin. Na meron po kaming produktong ganito, pwede bang tulungan nyo rin kami na makabenta? Yung isang, po dyan, isang magandang example on a local level dito sa Bicol is AGRI Ventures. So, si Sir Joselito, talagang ginagawa niya yan na halimbawa may alam siya na may nag-o-order ng halimbawa seaweeds sa Manila, may nakuhang kontrata na ganyan. So, maghahanap siya ngayon sa Bicol. Sino ba yung willing magtanim nitong seaweeds na to? At kami na yung kukuha, kami na yung mag-a-arrange na mabenta nyo to sa isang kliyente namin sa Manila or abroad. Diba? So, konting lang po to, konting research, konting tiyaga sa paghahanap ng mga pages na yan, at kung sakasakali, dahil lang dyan sa information na yan, pwede kang makakuha ng malaking buyer na dire-diretso nang bibili sa inyo. So, ito po yung last na tip ko dito sa mga organic methods of marketing online kung ikaw ay isang farmer or fisherman. So, try nyo po ito. Pag may nakausap kayo online, nag-inquire sa product or bumili na sa inyo, palagi nyo pong hihingin yung mobile number. Kasi 'di ba, mobile number, meron na cellphone nyo, mura lang naman yung unlimited text sa mga plans. So, pwede pong gawin nyo pag malapit na yung ani, pwede nyong i-text blast na dun sa mga nakausap nyo. Uy, mag-aani na ako next week. Sinong interested na bumili? Makwento ko po, merong nangyaring ganito sa akin. Dati kasi nagko-collect ako ng mga DVDs. So, wala naman akong particular na place na binibila ng DVD. Pero merong isang ate sa may SM, may stall siya sa malapit doon. Lahat ng bumibili sa kanya na customer, kinukuha niya yung cellphone number para daw ma-text kung may mga dumating na bagong shipment. So pag may dumating siya na bagong delivery, magte-text na yan sa amin. Ito yung mga bagong DVD ngayong week. So makikita ko yung listahan, sa kanya na ako magpapareserve. Diba? Napaka-simpleng style para makontak yung mga customer, pero napaka-effective sa kanya. Kasi hindi na siya aasa na bumalik ka ng kusa dun sa store niya, siya na mismo yung magre-remind sa'yo. At ikaw naman, kapag na-remind at gusto mong bumili ulit ng produkto, madali na lang makipag-usap. So, di ba po, napakasimpleng tip pero napakalaki yung effect nito sa atin. Yung CRM, gustong sabihin yan, Customer Relationship Management, ginagawa po talaga yan ng mga companies. So ito po, next set of tips naman when it comes to online marketing. Pero ito pong next set of tips na to, maa-unlock nyo lang to kung maggrupo kayo with other farmers. So bakit po importante yung ganito? Kasi pag naggrupo po kayo, halimbawa sa lugar nyo, pwede kayong maggrupo ng around, sabihin natin, 20 na farmers. Gustong sabihin, mas maraming pwedeng magtulong-tulong sa mga gagawin sa online marketing. Kasi isipin niyo po yung mga tips ko na nauna. Gustong sabihin nun, ikaw mismo, every week, magsa-search ka, magme-message ka, makikiusap ka sa mga tao, magpo-post ka sa mga groups. Di ba po, kung 20 kayo na hiwa-hiwalay yung galaw, then matrabaho sa inyo 'yon, 'di ba? Matrabaho, maaksaya sa oras 'yon. Na pwede naman kayong maggrupo-grupo. Halimbawa, eto, kilala ko mangingisda. Eto, kilala ko nagtatanim ng gulay. Eto, kilala ko nag-aalaga ng mga manok. So, pwede kayong maggrupo at pwedeng gawin nyo na lang na isang page na lang, doon na lang kayo nagpo-promote. May mga taong nakatoka na sila yung nagre-research, sila yung nagpo-post sa groups. Di ba, mas efficient po yung galaw ng tao, mas marami kayong magagawa. Di ba po? Mas ano siya, mas may scale nyo yung marketing nyo. So ano po ba yung mga benefits ng ganitong way of online marketing? Yan, ang isang magandang example po na nakita ko dito yung yung Kamsur Multipurpose Cooperative. Kasi nung nag-lockdown, nakita ko sila na very active sila na nag-post online. So, pinost din nila yung mga products ng farmers nila. Tapos nag-arrange din sila ng delivery mismo. So, kahit naka-lockdown, yung mga farmers nila na members ng group nila, nakakabenta pa rin ng produce nila. Hindi sila na-limit kahit may mga ganong klaseng lockdown. So, ano ba yung mga benefits nito? Kapag nag-group din kayo, at kayo nag-usap kung paano mapapaganda. Number 1 is centralized marketing. Isipin nyo po, yung target market ng farmers or yung gusto nyo maging customers, pare-pareho lang naman. Halimbawa, ikaw may nagbebenta ka ng isda, ako nagbebenta ng gulay, yung isa nagbebenta ng bigas, pare-pareho lang naman yung target consumer natin. At kung hindi tayo mag-work together, lahat tayo nagtatrabaho para mahanap yung consumer na yun. So kung magkaisa tayo sa isang group, isa lang yung taga-post natin. Kumbaga isang post, iba-ibang produkto na kaagad yung binebenta. Ako naman as consumer, mas matutuwa akong bumili kasi marami akong pagpipilian. Pwede ko nang ipagsabay-sabay yung mga bibili ko. Bibili na ako ng gulay, bibili na ako ng isda, bibili na ako ng itlog. Kasi kumpleto na yung store nyo as a group, di ba? Centralized marketing. Number 2 is centralized administration and fulfillment. Diba po, kung halimbawa, ikaw mag-isa nagmamarket, may mag-order, ikaw pa yung magdi-deliver, diba? Ikaw pa yung magsaset ng package. Parang ano yun, parang marami-rami din yung oras na makukuha sa'yo. Kasi pupunta ka sa syudad, iyan mo yung product, hanapin mo yung ano. Ngayon, kung grupo kayo, pwedeng may isang part ng group na yan na kayo nang bahala sa marketing. Merong isang part ng group na kayo nang bahala mag-take ng orders. Merong isang ilang tao sa group na kayo nang bahala mag-deliver. Di ba napaghahati-hatian niyo yung trabaho. Tapos nagbe-benefit lahat ng farmers doon sa ginagawa ng group. And then transactions at scale. Dahil magkakasama-sama kayo, marami kayong farmers sa isang group, pwede nyo na ngayon tanggapin yung mga big projects. Halimbawa, kailangan ng isang LGU ng 1,000 sacks of rice. Yung combined harvest nyo, baka kaya nyong iserve yun. Diba? Otherwise, kung meron ka lang 100 kabads, halimbawa, hindi ka papansinin kasi gusto nila isang bulko yung bibilhin nila. So, hindi lang po yung mga local LGUs, pwedeng yung mga sa Manila, yung mga traders doon. So, pwede kayong magbenta at scale na maramihan ng mga kasama mong farmers. Okay, so doon po nagtatapos yung benefits ng pagmamarket as a group. Ito pong last part, kasi kung mapapansin nyo, halimbawa, binigay ko yung unang tip, parang mahirap kung ako yung gagawa, wala akong oras sa ganyan, parang wala akong alam sa paggawa niyan. Tapos yung second tip, parang mahirap makipag-organize ng grupo, yung talagang hindi pwede para sa iyo yung dalawang nauna kong tip. Ito pong third tip, ano na siya, ready-made solution na siya for a farmer. Ang kailangan mo na lang gawin is i-upload mo na yung product tapos yung system na mismo ng ano na yan, ng marketplace na yan, siya na yung maghahanap ng market para sa iyo, siya na yung magdi-deliver, siya na yung maghahanap ng network para sa inyo. So ganito po 'yan. So, ito yung app, yung Muramart. So, i-connect niyo yung farmers, fishermen, tapos small business enterprises, yung gumagawa ng mga gumagawa ng mga atsara, halimbawa, i-connect yan sa mga retailers, online sellers, restaurants, and hotels. Kumbaga, ipopost nyo lang yung product nyo, since part na rin, may mga members na din doon na restaurants, hotels, retailers, makikita nila na, uy, may mga nagbebentang ganito, kayo na mismo yung mag-order na sila directly sa'yo. Tapos, pwede niyang i-fulfill yung delivery in between. And ito naman, retailers, restos, hotels, connected din sila sa consumers. So, pwedeng, kumbaga, i-connect rin sila dito sa group na to. So, from farmers, may connections hanggang sa consumers. Kumbaga, nandun na yung network, hindi nyo na kailangan maghanap kung sino yung mga pwedeng maging customers nyo. Then, of course, ito yung mga, mga features niya na makakatulong sa inyo. Number 1 is, ipopost mo lang yung product mo, hindi mo na kailangan gawin yung lahat ng mga maghanap yung mga groups, sino yung mga influencers na magre-repost sa inyo, hindi nyo na kailangan gawin kasi yung app na mismo yung gagawa para sa inyo, yung Muramart na mismo. And number 2, yan, existing na yung network. Yung Muramart na mismo yung magbibuild ng sarili niyang network para siguraduhin na pag mag-post ka ng product, nandun yung mga taong bibili ng products na yon. Kumbaga, ready-made na yung network nyo. And not just the local network, pati yung network na nasa labas ng probinsya, halimbawa. So, another feature nitong ilo-launch namin na app is access to crucial info. Kasi, di ba, halimbawa na lang, yung bell pepper, halimbawa, galing pa sa Baguio, yung bell peppers na binibenta dito sa market natin, 90 pesos yung isa, napakamahal na, na gulay. Kaya siyang ipatubo dito, pero walang lakas ng loob yung mga local farmers na magpatubo kasi hindi nila gamay kung paano nila i-dispatch sa consumers yung mga gulay na yon. Dahil dito sa app na to, matatrack kung ilan ba talagang ilang tonelada ba yung nakokonsumo ng Bicol region na bell pepper on a month-to-month basis. And dahil dyan, pag makuha yung info na yan, pwedeng ipasa sa farmers na eto po yung demand ng ganitong gulay, ito yung demand ng sayote, ito yung demand ng kamatis, ito yung demand ng sibuyas. Pag ipasa yan sa farmers dito na kaya naman itanim yan, then kayo, may access na kayo dun sa consumers directly. Ipopost, alam nyo na may bibili kasi sa historical record ng app na yan, may bumibili talaga ng ganyang produkto. Sigurado kayong may customers yung bagong klaseng tanim nyo. Yan. Then, access to cross-border markets. Yung sinasabi ko kanina, yung mga group sa Manila, yung mga traders sa Manila, yung mga traders sa ibang probinsya, yung mga foreign na nag-export ng ganyan, bahala na yung app na mag-grow ng sarili niyang network. Then kayo, automatically, kung ano yung nag-grow na network ng app na to, may access kayo dun sa bagong buyers na yon. Hindi nyo na kailangan mag-aksaya ng panahon sa pag-build nun. Then, access to transportation. Di ba? Napakalaking challenge ngayon ng transportation. Dito sa app na to, may mga transportation. Kumbaga, may mga Uber na truck. Alam ba, bagong ani ka, wala kang kilala na magta-transport niyan, pwede kang mag-order na lang doon na pakisundo dito, kunin mo at dalhin mo dito sa retailer na to yung ani ko. Di ba? Hindi ka naman mamroblema sa transportation ng ani nyo. Yan, makikita nyo po dun sa lahat ng tips na dinaanan natin, limitless po yung possibility kapag gumamit kayo ng internet. Kumbaga, ang daming pwedeng gawin, ang daming pwedeng explore, ang laki ng pwedeng i-jump ng benta nyo, ng kinikita nyo sa farming, and napakalaki po ng pwedeng impact nito sa farmers. So, I pray na sana po i-try nyo po yung tactics na to, or kung kahit alin dun sa tatlong binigay kong set of tips. And hindi lang po nagtatapos dito sa seminar yung support namin. Kung interested po talaga kayong i-explore yung online marketing sa sa agri business nyo, then contact lang po kayo sa Kamsur Chamber. Very much willing po kayo. Kami na tulungan kayo na maging reality na ma-practice nyo to para mapaganda yung benta nyo at mapaganda yung kita nyo dito sa sa mga dinadaanan nating pandemic. So maraming salamat po. Diyan po nagtatapos ang aking presentation about digital farming, digital marketing for farmers. Maraming salamat and again, good morning sa lahat. Thank you po.
This is the Agricultural Training Institute. We are the training arm of the Department of Agriculture since 1987. We are the premier institution managing the country's extension services. We uphold leadership in agricultural extension through our network of 16 training centers located at the heart of rural communities across the country. We equip extension workers, farmers, and other key players in agriculture with outcome-based knowledge and skills. Our services are anchored on 6 thematic platforms of our core functions. We synergize agriculture with informed and capable professionals, the farmers, the fishers, and their families, infusing them with knowledge, developing their skills with the mindset to make a difference in their community. Our passion to serve finds fulfillment as we inform, support, and sustain the growth of urban and rural communities. We connect with partners in agriculture to uplift the human capital and hasten socio-economic progress. This is the Agricultural Training Institute today. We are providing excellent extension services beyond boundaries.
Thank you, Mr. Bryden, for your time and for sharing your expertise with us. Thank you very much to the Department of Agriculture Training Institute as well for that VTR. Let us now move on to the introduction of our next speaker. She is currently the Technical Manager of ADM Philippines. She served as National Technical Manager for BFFSI and the Technical Business Manager for Cargill. She's a veterinary consultant for layer and swine and ranked 7th place at the PRC Veterinary Medicine Licensure Examination in 2013. To discuss about the biosecurity protocol for swine and poultry, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Shelo Mendoza La Chica, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine.
Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Ngayon po ay ating tatalakayin ang basic biosecurity protocols for swine and poultry farms. So bago ang lahat, let's review the basis of establishing good biosecurity in our farms. What is a healthy animal? What are the general signs of disease? What are the basic farm biosecurity, including classifications of different disinfectants, basic disinfection guide, and basic biosecurity measures for trucks and buildings. And lastly, how we maintain our regional or national biosecurity against new, emerging, or re-emerging diseases. Why do we need to establish good biosecurity measures? Of course, it is to protect the health of our flock or herd. We need to keep them healthy, and a healthy animal basically means that the tissues and organs are functioning normally and in harmony with each other, with its environment. So there are several techniques to qualify or quickly assess the health of the animals for production purposes. Some of these are trait quality scoring, body condition scoring, back fat measurement, weight and feed intake monitoring, and mortality and morbidities monitoring. Kailangan natin itong tutukan para malaman natin kung ano ang normal bago nating alamin kung ano ba ang senyales ng mga alaga natin na may sakit. So the first general signs of disease is fever. Ang normal body temperature ng swine ay 38.7 to 39.8 degrees Celsius, whereas sa poultry naman ay 40 to 43 degrees Celsius. Second is inappetence or kawalan ng ganang kumain. Kadalasan natin itong makikita as drop in feed intake. Next is diarrhea or wet droppings or pagtatae, cough and cold, at weight loss. So, how microorganisms spread? There are several ways on how disease can be transmitted. First is direct contact through droplets or airborne. Second is indirect contact through vectors like ticks, fleas, mosquitoes, flies, etc. and through fomites like cars, trucks, clothes, shoes, or even feeds. The sources of contamination can be blood, tissues, secretions, and excretions of sick or dead animals. Carrier animals, and for example, sa ASF virus, which can persist in pork meat or even fecal matter for several months to years. For example, ASF can be easily killed by heat treatment, but can survive in frozen meat for 1,000 days or 3 years. We have actually been practicing biosecurity in our own homes recently, using face masks, face shields, or even putting foot lifts outside of our doors. So let's review how biosecurity management should be implemented efficiently in our own farms. Why should we apply advanced biosecurity? First, it is the only proven way to stop entry of pathogenic organisms. It is not limited to ASF virus, but also include all known diseases in swine farms like PRRS, hog cholera, APP, mycoplasma, Ojeski's or PED, and in poultry farms like NB, ILT, IB, coryza, and etc. This is how we can control the spread of deadly diseases. And number 1, sanitation is the priority. So what should be the first step? The first step is planning. Biosecurity is not only about cleaning and disinfecting, and we need to identify the critical control points on where we need to intercept the entry of diseases. So these are the main control points that we need to safeguard. First, transport of animals, source of stock, personnel movement, delivery of farm equipment, control of entry of pests or other animals, and waste management. Part of planning is the system flow design. Just a simple one-way flow is sufficient in controlling entry of diseases. This is how it works. First, we need to build a physical barrier which will separate the clean and the dirty areas. The dirty area is the part exposed or with direct contact with the outside of the farm. Ito yung area na malapit sa marketing pens, offices, or parking areas. Whereas the clean area is the part in contact with the production area. The flow should be one way. From the outside of the farm, we need to disinfect our clothes and shoes, leave the unnecessary stuff in the lockers, remove outside clothes, and then take a shower. Then after then, we can go to the clean area, use the clothes provided by the farm, disinfect newly cleaned boots, then proceed to the production area. But later, I will show an actual step-by-step video of how to do proper biosecurity system flow. One of the major parts of biosecurity is choosing proper disinfectant to use. Let me show you the most common disinfectants in the market. And one proper way to handle this is to always follow the manufacturer's guide or manufacturer's instructions. So the first one is formaldehyde or formalin. It is a broad-spectrum water-based solution. It can inactivate ASF virus with 3 parts per thousand formalin solution for 30 minutes. Most often used against ASF virus as vapor for disinfecting electrical devices. It is also highly toxic to humans. Second is the glutaraldehyde, also broad spectrum, works most strongly at pH 7.5 plus minus 0.85. It is less corrosive to metals, rubbers, and plastics, but is also highly toxic to humans. Third is sodium hypochlorite or bleach, and calcium hypochlorite or bleach powder. It is widely used for hard surface disinfection, also broad spectrum, ASF virus inactivated with 0.03% to 0.5% chlorine solution for 30 minutes. Relatively low residual toxicity, corrosive to metals, efficacy rapidly reduced with organic matter like feces or leftover feeds, effectiveness diminished with extended storage. Fourth is iodine compounds. It is stable in storage, less toxic to humans, corrosive to metals, can inactivate ASF virus at 2 to 3% iodine compound solution for 30 minutes, but efficacy rapidly reduced with the presence of organic matter. So next is calcium hydroxide or lime. It is also widely used in livestock production, including treatment of slurries and wastewater treatments. ASF virus inactivated with 1% calcium hydroxide for 3 minutes or 0.5% calcium hydroxide for 30 minutes. Apply on the ground or floor of the barns to be visible white. In case of disease outbreak, apply sufficient amount of 1 kilogram per square meter. It is easy to obtain and easy to apply, but it requires long contact time and moisture, so frequent application is required when used outdoor. So next type is sodium hydroxide or caustic soda. It is the strongest virucidal agent. It can inactivate ASF virus with 8 parts per thousand sodium hydroxide for 30 minutes, or with 1% sodium hydroxide for 3 minutes, or 0.4% sodium hydroxide for 30 minutes. It is also effective in the presence of organic material, though it is highly dangerous and needs special caution when handling. So next is quaternary ammonium compounds or QACs. These are commonly used in ordinary environmental sanitation. These are generally low toxic, but also prolonged contact can irritate skin and the respiratory tract. It is also effective for envelope viruses like ASF virus and can also be inactivated with organic matter. So another type is phenol. The effect is enhanced with EDTA and warm temperature. It is bacteriostatic at concentrations of 0.1 to 1%, and it is bactericidal and fungicidal at 1 to 2%. It can inactivate ASF virus with 3% orthophenylphenol for 30 minutes. The effect is decreased by an alkaline medium, lipids, soaps, and low temperatures, but it is more active in the presence of organic material than other disinfectants. Cresol has lower toxicity and stronger disinfecting activity than phenols. So, next type is the multi-constituent compounds, or it is just the combination of different disinfectants discussed earlier, and it should be applied according to the product instructions. So the choice of disinfectants to be used also depends on the classification and purpose. Like for example, for foot baths, we can use quacks, hypochlorites, lime, or any other disinfectants. For vehicles like spraying, we can use quacks, glutaraldehyde, or multi-constituents. For animal housing or in cages through spraying, we can use quacks, glutaraldehyde, sodium hypochlorite, multi-constituents, or any other disinfectants. Just note that possible corrosion should be considered. For entrance of the premise or areas around animal housing, we can use lime. For electrical equipment through gas form, we can use formaldehyde. And for clothing, we can use sodium hypochlorite or calcium hypochlorite or so-called bleach, multi-constituents, phenols, or any other disinfectants that will not cause stains. So another critical control point is knowing when to properly apply the disinfectants. So how can we destroy the pathogens? First, proper selection of disinfectant should be considered, and also if it is readily available in the region. Always wear protective gears when handling strong chemicals. And clean the surface properly. When we meant clean, we should be manually removing organic matter first. Wash the surface with water, lather with detergent, leave the lather for at least 30 minutes or until bubbles subside, and then rinse thoroughly with water. Next is apply the disinfectant with recommended dilution, and then leave the disinfectant within the recommended contact time. So we do it properly because most disinfectants can be deactivated by organic matter such as food, feces, soil, and etc. So let's run down on how to disinfect the trucks and buildings. So first, we need to dry clean the area. We need to dry or manual clean the area. Always wear protective clothes and boots. Sweep the area starting from top, sides, and then bottom. Clean the wheels, mud guards, and the exposed part of the chassis. Second is, prepare the disinfectant according to the manufacturer's guide. The third step is using high-pressure water and detergent application. This is basically trying to dissolve hardened residues through soaking. So further cleaning of the area using high-pressure wash from top, sides, then bottom. Applying detergent, leaving it for at least 10 to 30 minutes, and then rinsing it completely. So after this, inspect the whole area if everything is thoroughly cleaned. Then the last step is applying the disinfectant of choice. Always use protective gears. So we should start disinfecting on the outside and then work towards the inside. Make sure you also clean the cab, including the floor mats, pedals, and any surface that can be touched. So no need to use for detergents. Just efficient manual cleaning plus disinfectant is sufficient. After this, make sure to disinfect used protective gears for next use. So next guide is how to disinfect the buildings or pens. Same with the trucks, always manually remove organic materials like leftover feeds and feces. Use pressurized water to dissolve and remove wastes further. Soak the area with detergent and leave for a minimum of 10 minutes. And the next step is to prepare the disinfectant according to the manufacturer's guide. After this, we can apply the disinfectant according to the recommended method of the manufacturer. Now let's run through the basic biosecurity measures in farm practice. First is buy animal stock from trusted sources only. Farms should have strict biosecurity and good vaccination program. Remember to always ask for the history of the animal you are going to buy. Next is installation of biosecurity sites. Install nets or perimeter fence that will keep other animals out. Wheel or vehicle disinfection. Shower in or shower out. Provide staff or visitors with shoes, slippers, or uniform specifically used inside the farm premises only. Install foot dips on every entrance of the buildings. Always go to the building from youngest to oldest age of animals. Separate different ages or classifications in different buildings or with physical barriers between pens. All in, all out is still the best practice. Always observe recommended downtime of buildings and equipment prior to next use. Strictly follow proper vaccination schedule and technique. Purchase feeds, raw materials, or farm equipment from trusted sources with own biosecurity measures. Do not feed swill or kaning baboy to pigs. And farms should be located and constructed to provide adequate drainage for the site. Runoff or untreated site wastewater should not discharge into waterfowl habitats. Install adequate waste treatment facility referring to DNR's guidelines. And the next is mortalities should be disinfected or burned before disposal or burying. Sick people should not be allowed to enter the buildings or have in contact with the animals. Necropsy of animals should be done after the farm visit, outside the buildings, and near the sink or any source of water for cleaning. The person who will conduct the test should be equipped with safety gears like gloves, face mask, or safety goggles, or according to the disease present. Clean and disinfect used gears before storing or disposing. So this is the step-by-step video of an actual farm biosecurity procedure.
Animal breeders must face a lot of disease outbreaks which affect their technical and economic results. It is possible to control the spread of diseases by implementing biosecurity measures. Biosecurity includes all the techniques applied before and during the rearing period of animals to improve their rearing conditions and reduce the presence of pathogens. This video presents the most important biosecurity rules to implement in any scale of animal production farms. First, animals reared must be isolated from any wildlife contact by the means of a fence or a wall built around the farm. Wildlife animals are susceptible to transmit diseases if they host them in their organism or carry them on their body, skin, hair, or feathers. For the same reason, human access to the farm must also be controlled. In critical periods, the best way is to forbid any entry to people who do not work on the farm. A notebook can be used to register each entry into the farm site. Any vehicles that enter the farm must be washed and then disinfected at the entry gate. This practice is very effective to prevent the contamination of external pathogens, as those vehicles probably went to other farms previously. The choice of disinfectant is very important in order to avoid useless disinfection, as some products do not kill all pathogens. As for vehicles, humans who enter the farm should shower and wear clean clothes and boots from the farm. Specific clothes and boots can even be worn for each production building, especially for the ones dedicated to young animals. Farmers are susceptible to buy animals like gilts or piglets. Those animals are carrying pathogens that are different from the ones already present on the farm. Consequently, it is very important to isolate them in quarantine for a minimum of 1 month after arrival to avoid the transmission of pathogens to animals already present. The quarantine building must be located far away from other production buildings. The reproduction of animals is vulnerable to disease transmission. Artificial insemination should be preferred to natural insemination, especially if the boars come from another farm. But the risk is also high for farmers who buy their semen, as some diseases can be transmitted through the semen. Therefore, it is necessary for pig farmers to control the origin of their semen and check if the farm that produced it is contaminated by any diseases or viruses. Animals must be separated according to their age or physiological stage. For example, weanling piglets must be raised in a building different from the one used for fattening pigs, as they are much less resistant to pathogens, so their environment has to be more sanitized. In addition, it is necessary for humans to respect the walking forward, which consists of having contact from younger to older animals. The implementation of all-in-all-out herd management is critical, as it allows farmers to completely empty a building when animals are transferred to another one or sold to the market. Then the building must be cleaned as soon as possible, using detergent and high-pressure water to eliminate the organic matter, disinfected to kill the remaining pathogens, and finally dried. Not only the inside but also the outside of the building must be cleaned. A sanitary emptying of at least 7 days should be respected before the arrival of a new batch of animals. Even when the animals are present, the building must be frequently cleaned by removing the feces and washing with water. A disinfectant may be sprayed inside the building once a week at low dose. Farm equipment should only be allocated to one specific building. If it is not possible, they must be cleaned and disinfected when being moved to another building, especially equipment used for medical treatment. In an open building, the use of nets prevents the contact between animals raised and birds that are susceptible to carry pathogen. A control plan should be implemented to eliminate pests from the farm site. In addition, dogs and cats should not be allowed to have access to the production buildings. Only complete feed from a trusted feed miller or mixed on the farm site should be distributed to the animals. Do not feed animals with kitchen waste, especially if they contain animal products. As the first nutrient of animals, it is essential to treat the drinking water to eliminate the pathogens that it contained. The water distribution system should be cleaned frequently to avoid the development of biofilm inside the pipes and consequently limiting the risk of infection of animals. Vaccination is an effective means to protect the animals against most of the common viruses. But there is not a vaccine for every virus strain, for instance, African swine fever. Sick animals should be isolated as soon as possible in order to treat them properly and prevent healthy animals from being contaminated. In any case, do not market sick animals, as they are carrying pathogens or viruses that may contaminate the external environment. Dead animals must be incinerated or boiled in order to destroy pathogens present in their organisms. If they are buried without any heat treatment, their pathogens can spread into nature. The same risk occurs with the manure that should be treated by a biogas, and a wastewater treatment system before releasing into nature. This application of those biosecurity rules should help you to better control the risk of diseases entering your farm and contribute to your future success as a farmer. If you have any question about our application, do not hesitate to contact the technical or sales team of our company.
Feed manufacturing biosecurity is as important as maintaining farm biosecurity. We identify this as one of the critical control points in disease transmission, so only procure feeds from trusted sources. Biosecurity is also practiced in a national level. This is to prevent the spread of foreign, re-emerging, or emerging diseases. So this diagram shows that the country is subdivided according to severity of cases. Movement of live animals and pork-related products is restricted from regions with 0 cases to regions with severe cases. In this way, price transfer is very limited. So for the take-home message, biosecurity refers to the procedures used to prevent the introduction and spread of disease-causing organisms. Selection of proper site to raise a farm is the first important step that we need to consider. Biosecurity should always be on top of mind. Develop and practice biosecurity procedures as best management practices. Always make a checklist and a guide as part of the biosecurity protocol. And of course, prevention is better than cure. That is all. Thank you very much for listening.
Ang Ultrapac High Density Feeds ay isang premium brand na pinagkakatiwalaan ng madami nating mga kababayan na nasa pagninegosyo ng pagbababoy. At bakit naman hindi? Dahil ang Ultrapac ay nagpapatupad ng mahigpit na pagsusuri upang siguraduhin ang mataas na antas ng kalidad mula raw materials hanggang finished goods. Sa pamamagitan nito, nakakasigurado ang ating mga partners na kumpleto, masustansya at ligtas na feeds para sa kanilang mga alagang baboy. Yan ang tatak Ultrapac. Sa Ultrapac, asensong laki sa Ultrapac.
Magandang hapon po. Nandito po tayo ngayon sa piggery po ni Ma'am Judy sa Porac, Pampanga. Kamusta po ang pag-aalaga po ninyo gamit po ang Ultrapac feeds?
Tiwala ko sa Ultrapac ngayon.
3.5 months po ma'am, ibig sabihin po may tumimbang po tayo na 100 kilos.
Oo, may tumimbang. Kaya masaya ako ngayon.
Sunod po ba na pag-aalaga ninyo, gagamit pa po ba ulit kayo ng Ultrapac?
Oo naman, sino ka ng Ultrapac. Kaya ipromote ko pa rin sa mga kasamahan ko dito. Thank you sa Ultrapac ha.
Camarines Sur Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated. Culture for economic resiliency and industry innovations on New Normal. As a domestic non-stock, non-profit, and non-government business organization, the Camarines Sur Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated continues to strive in increasing competitive edge and innovations on entrepreneurial culture among Bicolanos. Since 2002, the CSCCI serves as a province-wide organization of committed businessmen and entrepreneurs who will serve, among others, as a private sector arm of the provincial government in the thrust to promote the economy of Camarines Sur. Being awarded as the Most Outstanding Young Chamber in 2005, a finalist to the Most Outstanding Chamber in 2018, 2020 recipient of Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, Parangal para sa Katuwang sa Lingkod Bayad, and recipient of the Most Outstanding Chamber Award 2019 in South Luzon, the Camarines Sur Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated is beyond inspired to uphold its vision of a robust business community legging up at all levels of national and global economies, with a culmination of breathing life in its mission to secure the long-term interest of all members and take a lead role in policy advocacies of all spheres of economic activities in pursuit to its commitment and advocacy of improving and sustaining competitive position of local businesses in both national and international markets. CSCCI has continued to promote its Giant Steps objectives through its CamSur Business Expo. CSCCI held its 6th Regional Youth Entrepreneurship Congress, or RYEC, on September 6 to 7, 2019, with more than 2,000 participants. This two-day summit centered on engaging the youth to a wide range of entrepreneurial opportunities, management tools, business skills and frameworks articulated by highly successful and well-seasoned speakers. On October 3 to 5, 2019, the third Food and Beverage Expo, or FABEX, an equally beneficial 4-day event whose main target exhibitors are manufacturers of cooking and bakery equipment and implements, was held. It provided a successful venue for food producers to showcase their agricultural produce, as well as aquatic and fishery products. One of the goals of providing beneficial programs is to inspire the community to partake in the chamber movement. The influence it brought, ranging from student attendees to business persons patronizing this chamber initiative program, has become the transcendental fruits of the continuous run of the CamSur Business Expo.
With my engagement in CSCCI programs such as the Regional Youth Entrepreneurship Congress and Food and Beverage Expo, I was inspired to start my own novelty craft business, and now I continuously own my entrepreneurial skills being part of CSCCI Secretariat. I was able to attend the very first Regional Youth Entrepreneurship Congress during my college days in Ateneo. It gave me ideas on how a young person can enter into business. More importantly, it gave me inspiration to establish Kim Baker, my own online-based bakery business. Fast forward to 2020, I continuously witness how CSCCI inspires the youth to dream big.
The success of Kamsur Business Expo affirms it as one of the most sought-after business expos in the region and heightens our desire to introduce innovations even amid situations wherein we are challenged. The COVID-19 pandemic that we face is a newly opened gate of challenges wherein CSCCI bravely takes on by providing the business industry regular platforms for inspiration and mentoring. CSCCI remains positive in reimagining and promoting business-as-usual environment with considerations to COVID-19 protocols through its grand launch of the Kamsur Business Expo 2020, the New Normal Series. This features AGRI Summit 2020 New Normal Farming and Marketing is a webinar series program in cooperation with the Department of Agriculture that aims to support local entrepreneurs in the agricultural industry to survive, reboot, and grow in these trying times of ASF and COVID. In response to the growing concerns on the lack of access to affordable and well-developed packaging materials that can compete with market-ready products and with the adverse effects of COVID-19 on the business industry, CSCCI, in partnership with the Department of Trade and Industry or DTI, will be hosting Pack Pinas, Packaging Solutions to Kickstart Your Business, a webinar workshop on the latest trends in packaging, proper branding, and labeling of products for the local entrepreneurs and online sellers in Camarines Sur and other provinces in the BICOL region. In the promotion of sustainable development and finding solutions to key challenges faced by the business sector, the Kamsur Chamber ensures proper representation to national, regional, and/or local policymaking bodies to actively participate in the steering of public programs, fuel economic growth, and foster good public-private partnership. This 2020, CSCCI has influenced a local policy on truck ban affecting easy access to and from of our prime commodities and trade. Its leadership steers the region by strongly opposing Provincial Ordinance No. 011-2020, which prohibits trucks from traversing the National Road or Maharlika Highway within the province of Albay. Strengthening Chamber's influence in the localities in its membership and affiliations to private and funding institutions as well as governmental entities. The Kamsur CCII, in partnership with its member training institution, the Center for Creative and Technical Skill Institute or CCTSI Incorporated, recently launched its first industry-based education and training program for the cooperative sector, the TESDA Co-op Competency Courses. This framework provides a consistent foundation upon which all programs, policies, and requirements is mapped to ensure that a focus on cooperative competence is maintained. Recognizing the importance of collaboration and partnership for both local and international business success, CSCCI officers and members joined forces and voluntarily traveled to Taiwan for a business benchmarking trip in early January 2020 to gain insights on innovative business strategies and explore global business opportunities. The CSCCI also utilizes Hanap.co, an online shopping destination designed and created by Kamsur CCI past president Rico Evangelista, showcasing chamber members' products and services in a click. The organization banks on partnership with various entities, contributory efforts with its members, and the empowerment and capacity building programs for the marginalized groups. It regularly collaborates and closely supports social outreach projects and advocacies of the province and nearby areas. Other services and activities of the Kamsur Chamber focus on situational analysis and evaluation of the effects of COVID-19.
I would like to thank the PCCI and CSCCI for nominating Balerosa Farm Adventure Resort to be one of the possible agritourism pilot project of the USA.
A cohesive and closely knit group, member involvement in chamber activities has been consistently commendable, from attendance in regular meetings to individual assignments and participation in various committee works where members readily provide inputs and share time and resources selflessly to pursue chamber endeavors, as well as in chamber participation in socio-civic and cultural commitments. More than that, members of the chamber have been actively chairing different committees and holding virtual meetings to constantly monitor peer members' activities and welfare in times of COVID-19. CSCII reaps another fruit of its productive partnership with the provincial government of Camarines Sur, for soon will rise the Camarines Sur CCII's hub at the heart of the provincial capital complex in Pili, Camarines Sur, as Governor Migs Villafuerte did not only provide land for the chamber but also shared an armful amount for the realization of its new building. The CSCCI always believes that the current business environment defines entrepreneurship as a more than just the business acumen required to turn an idea into an enterprise, and in these times, it has been so brave in its response to vital initiatives to altering business shocks and reshaping business recovery plans. Every program we envision is anchored on the growing potentials and the challenge of innovations.
The Camarines Sur Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated, now more than ever, has proven to be resilient as it remains to be the premier chamber in the BICOL region.
Kailangan na ng matinding linis at proteksyon ng broad-spectrum disinfectant. Gumamit ng Microban GT, the Germ Terminator. Proven effective against viruses, bacteria at fungi. Maghalo lang ng 10 ml ng Microban GT sa isang galon ng tubig. Pwedeng gamitin kahit nasa paligid ang mga alaga. Iwas disease, ligtas ang kalusugan. Ang Microban GT, the Germ Terminator. Galing Univet, galing Univet. Pinaghirapan mo? Sa lilim ng mga pakpak ng Microban Abi Disinfectant, iwas disease ang mga alaga mo. Ang Microban Abi ay scientifically formulated for birds. May tapak ng Abi Shield formula na humahagupit sa bacteria, viruses at fungi. Maghalo ng 20 ml ng Microban Abi sa isang galon ng tubig. Safe gamitin kahit nasa paligid ang mga alaga. Microban Abi, tapang naligtas sa alaga mo. Galing Univet, galing Univet.
This year, the CSCCI has achieved another milestone. Congratulations to the Camarines Sur Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated for winning the most outstanding chamber in Southern Luzon for 2 consecutive years. Our next talk will be facilitated by our guests from Deutz Motorgerät Incorporated. Our first speaker, Mr. Joshua Ko, has been working with Still Philippines for almost 10 years. As the Vice President for Sales and Marketing, his advocacy to provide the right tools for farmers shows in Still's growing product range and accessories in the Philippines. Our next speaker, Mr. Michael Sobiron, has been working with Still Philippines for more than 15 years. As the regional head trainer for Still Philippines, he has experience dealing with farmers through product demonstrations. The insights from various farmers, feedback on Still products, will allow him to answer any questions you may have in mind. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our talk for farmers' equipment for small and medium farm.
First, I would like to thank CamSur Chamber of Commerce and Industry for this excellent platform, which allows us to share and learn from each other. We would like to take this opportunity to showcase Still's product range for small and medium farms.
Still is famously known for its chainsaw, as it took forestry work into a new age. with iconic steel 070 providing jobs and livelihood to many.
Over the years, Steel has continuously invested in products designed for Asia, the goal of which is to provide high-quality products at reasonable prices. For over 90 years, Steel have been motivated to create solutions which makes people's work easier. A quote from Mr. Hans-Peter Steel: "We want to make people's work easier. That was my father's vision 90 years ago, and that is still our main motivation today." To date, we have products which are applicable to biosecurity and pest control, soil preparation, paddy weeding, fish feeding, and landscaping, among others. Farming is a tough job. As such, farmers appreciate products which make tough jobs easier, with faster and even better results. With the proper product, worker fatigue is also reduced. So at the end of the working day, you come home with energy left for your family. Over the next few minutes, our head regional trainer Michael will be sharing a general overview of the solutions we have to offer. Thank you for your attention.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ang unang produkto na gusto ko i-share sa inyo ay ang Steel Mist Blower. So ito po ay may maraming pwedeng paggamitan sa ating farm. Halimbawa, kung ikaw ay merong babuyan, poultry, fish pond, makakatulong ang mist blower sa pest control, disinfection, warehouse storage pest management, at pwede rin gamitin as a fish feeding. Ang mist blower natin ay may range na pagbuga up to 48 feet, depende po sa ating model. So, meron tayong apat na klase. So, meron tayong pang farmer's budget, meron tayong pang professional. So, isa sa mga professional natin, ang pinakamagaan na mist blower ay is R200. So, napaka-comfort sa gagamit dahil sa ating compact design. So, isa sa mga professional din natin yung is R420, yung 2-in-1 mist blower, na wala ka nang pwedeng isipin o ikakabit na conversion kit. Kasi ito ay 2-in-1, pwede sa solution at pwede sa granules. So, yung ating mist blower ay may mga accessories. Tulad ng standard nozzles natin, ULV. Ang ULV natin ay ultra low volume at meron itong tatlong nozzle sizes. Nag-uumpisa tayo sa 0.5 mm, 0.65 mm, at 0.85 mm. So, ano yung benefits ng ULV natin? So, yung ULV natin ay napakatipid sa gamot. So, halimbawa, meron kang 12 liters na chemical solution. Kaya ito mag-spray up to 4 hours. At kaya din ito mag-cover up ng 12 hectares sa isang pagtimpla ng ating solution. So, hindi lang po yung accessories natin sa mist blower, no? So, meron tayong extension tube at pressure pump na ito ay ginagamit sa banana plantation. So, nakikita natin dyan, yung may sample picture tayo, isa sa mga picture ng ating dealer sa Davao. So, may sample video tayo, no, sa fish feeding natin. Okay, so yung susunod na product na i-share ko sa inyo, yung itong ating Steel manual sprayer. So yung manual sprayer natin is common application nito is pang indoor pest control. So sa plant care, pwede din pang fertilizers, pwede din pang herbicides at insecticides. So meron tayong iba-ibang model. So depende yan sa gusto nyo kung ilang liters. So nagsisimula tayo sa 3 liters hanggang 12 liters po. Meron din tayong mga accessories optional. So, katulad ng pressure valve natin. So, ano yung pressure valve? Ang pressure valve na yan ay ginagamit para magiging constant ang pressure sa pagbuga. So, para ma-reduce yung fluctuation sa application ng ating solution sa ating application rate. So, meron tayong sample video. Okay. So yung next natin is yung ating Steel portable sprayer. So ito yung model natin ng SG230. So yung pinaka-application nito is sa farm din. Pwede sa crops, sa fruit trees, pwede din sa rice, kung ano pang pwedeng regarding sa farming. So pwede din sa pang vehicle cleaning. Ito pwede din sa mga remote area na walang power supply. Pwede din siya pang disinfect. Pinaka-ideal reason nito is pang pesticides, disinfects, and crops protection. So yung ating SG230, no, mayroong flow rate na 10.5 liters per minute. At meron itong pressure na 5 hanggang 40 bars. Meron itong optional na 30 meters discharge hose. So at meron din itong optional spray lance na high quality design para sa mataas na pressure ng ating pump. Yung steel propelled sprayer ay high spraying accuracy and a high flow rate. So meron tayong sample video dito.
Pests are the worst enemies of crops and a nightmare for the farmer, as they seriously damage the crop which has been raised with the utmost care and hard work. Regular and timely spraying of pesticides becomes vitally important. STEEL is committed to bring about a complete transformation in the way farming activities are carried out by bringing the first level of mechanization within the reach of every farmer. Presenting the SG230 portable sprayer, the right solution for all the spraying needs of a progressive farmer. With a large spray range and a high volume flow rate, STEEL portable sprayers offer superior performance that meet the high global standards. High quality equipment and accessories add to the overall performance and reliability. Bring home your comrade in arms in the fight against the threat of deadly pests, the STEEL portable sprayer.
So okay, so yung next na product natin niyo is a portable water pump. So ito yung model natin na WP230. So yung pinaka-application natin ito is a transport of water along the roads. So overcoming ng heights, and then ito yung portable 1.5 inch na water pump. So yung flow rate natin is 250 liters per minute. At meron itong suction height na up to 8 meters. So yung pumping height nito is 27 meters, but ito ay tested natin in a height of 30 meters, so equivalent ng 6th floor ng isang building. So ang still the WP230, pwede natin i-convert as a fire pump sa pang-emergency. Tulad natin sa mga small barangays, sa mga small areas, so pwede natin siyang gamitin as fire pump. So bago dumating yung ating firefighter. Yun yung pinaka application na unique sa ating water pump. So meron tayong sample video dito, ano?
Water is the soul of farmland. Trust the STEEL water pump with this important task to get fabulous results and total peace of mind. Fitted with a high-performance STEEL engine, the WP230 water pump gives you maximum power and pumps up to 250 liters of water per minute up to a conveying height of 50 meters. A tube size of 1.5 inches helps to draw a large amount of water through the WP230. With a high vertical and horizontal pumping capacity and reliable performance, the STEEL water pump makes water available on your farm, pumped up from streams, rivers, or other water sources near your farm. The robust support frame made from powder-coated steel gives the WP230 water pump additional durability and flexibility during installation. The gas pedal is lockable and safe from water. Install the STEEL water pump and let productivity and profits flow in your farm.
steel tiller. So, ang pinaka-application natin ito is agricultural land. So, sa farm. So, sa mga difficult condition and heavy soils. So, meron tayong dalawang model nito. So, meron tayong MH610 at MH710. Meron tayong mga accessories. For example, sa potato digger, plow, ridger, weeding wheel, metal wheel, and then a deep tine. At pwede din kayo mag-attach ng water pump through power take-off. So pwede din kayo mag-attach ng isang accessories, sprayer, via PTO din. Okay, so meron tayong dito sample video.
Soil preparation is a challenging job, especially when the soil is tough. To take this challenge head-on, farmers need a source of reliable power. Steel Power Tiller. Its world-renowned, advanced steel Euro 5 engine ensures less emission and better fuel efficiency. Wet air filter supplies fresh, dust-free air to the carburetor. It has many features that make its operation easy, convenient, and fatigue-free. Simple throttle actuation, reliable gear shift mechanism, sideways and vertical handlebar adjustment, front lifting handle, robust gearbox with protective housing cover, transport and running wheels, large capacity fuel tank means you can work continuously for longer durations without any break. PTO function is best suitable for water pumping and spraying applications. Front light is provided for field operation at night. Large working width and high depth capacity helps in operations like intercultivation operation, soil cultivation, turning the soil, weeding, aerating, and making rows for plantation in the different farming fields. This means higher productivity. Steel Power Tiller comes in two models: MH610 6 HP, MH710 7 HP. When you are looking for a high performance, reliable power partner, look no further than Steel Power Tiller.
Okay, so yung next natin na product no, yung steel na tiller. So ito yung BC230. Ito yung pinakamaliit na version ng ating tiller. Meron siyang 200 mm o 10-inch na cultivator blades. So yung pinaka-application nito is sa pang gitna ng ating plantation. So, okay, meron tayong sample video.
The saying by Aristotle, "Well begun is half done," is also true in the case of farming. Land preparation is therefore an important function and a challenging one too, especially when the soil is tough. For performing this task efficiently, farmers can now rely on the steel intercultivator BC230 that is operated by the powerful and fuel-efficient steel engine. This is a perfect solution for tillage in agriculture, as it prepares the field by chopping and slicing compacted chunks into soft planting soil. The steel tiller helps you cultivate deeper into the soil, enabling you to take control over the weeds after planting. This high-performance machine has a working depth of 75 millimeters and working width of 250 millimeters. The ergonomically designed gas handle results in better grip and effortless work. Prepare your land with the steel intercultivator and get ready for a great farming season ahead.
Next product natin is steel earth auger. So ang earth auger natin ay para sa pang-plantation. For example, banana, coconut at iba pang pananim. At pwede nito gamitin sa fence installation. So yung earth auger natin ay meron tayong tatlong model. So pwede ito lagyan ng auger bit up to 400 mm. So depende sa model natin, ano? So meron tayo ditong sample video.
Digging holes for plantation is a cumbersome and time-consuming job that is made easy with the help of the steel earth auger. This compact, power-packed one-man earth auger delivers extraordinary performance. This versatile machine is a perfect solution for large planting projects, post-hole digging, fence installation, environmental restoration and construction projects. Its compact size and robust support frame make it highly portable, drilling holes up to a depth of 12 inches, aided by a 10% higher torque than other augers in its class. The drilling dimensions can be extended to 300 millimeters. The robust carrying structure made from powder-coated steel gives it additional durability, while the closed frame handle guarantees maximum protection. Trust the steel earth auger to save your time, labor and money to plant more profitability in your farm.
Next product natin ay yung brush cutters. Ang steel brush cutters ay designed to mow small and large areas of grass, trimming lawn edges, clearing weeds, tree cultivation, overground ticks, and bushes. Okay, ang steel brush cutters ay meron tatlong categories. Depende po sa ating application. Meron itong home, farm, at professional users. Ang steel brush cutters ay merong wide range of cutting attachments. So meron itong mowing head o nylon line, metal blades, brass knives, at saw blades. So ang saw blade natin, dalawang klase, chisel type and then scratchers. So meron tayong short video. So yung next product natin is paddy weeder. Ito yung KE250. So brush cutter din siya. Pwede natin i-convert as a paddy weeder. So yung application natin ito is a mechanical uprooting of weeds on a paddy field. Next product natin is FS230. So brush cutter din siya na nilagyan ng conversion kit. So ito yung ginagamit natin sa application nito is yung hindi na kaya ng ating mechanicalized na harvester, yung mga malalaki. For example, sa mga medyo bangin o kaya sa mga alanganing lugar. So meron tayong sample video dito. So yung next product natin is yung steel pole pruner. So ito yung HT75 natin, no? So pwede ito pang pruning ng fruit trees. So pang trimming bago dumating yung typhoon season. So to prevent ng brownout and damage sa ating power line. So ang steel pole pruner ay professional na low weight and easy to use. Great for cutting branches and height up to 5 meters. So meron siyang 1/4 pitch of the saw chain for clean cutting. Okay, next product natin yung steel shredder. Meron tayong iba-ibang model. So yung steel shredder natin na pwedeng gamitin as a food shredding para sa alaga nating hayop at iba pang application. Pwede din natin gamitin as a composting sa mga mahilig sa mga organic farming. Okay, so next product natin is still pruner, yung GTA26. Ang application nito is pruning ng mga sanga up to 4 cm at kaya magputol up to 80 cuts in one single charge.
you, Mr. Joshua and Mr. Michael, for spearheading this segment of our webinar. At this juncture, I would like to thank and acknowledge our dear sponsors for helping make this event possible. Thank you to the Provincial Government of Camarines Sur, the Department of Agriculture, DA Agricultural Training Institute, Regional Training Center 5, UltraPac High Density Feed, UNACO, Nuevo Milenio Incorporated, Deutz Motorgerate Incorporated, Pilipinas Caneco Seeds Corporation, Seedworks Philippines Incorporated, Hipra Philippines Incorporated, Sorosoro Ibaba Development Cooperative, and Premium Feeds Corporation. Now we are down to the question and answer segment of our webinar. The first set of questions will be answered by Mr. Bryden C. Elizan. And the first question is from Mr. Ryan Bulaong. The question is, among the social media platforms, what platform will you recommend for a coconut farmer like me to promote my products?
Hello, yes. That's a very good question po. Siguro po sa mga common social media platforms, ang mare-recommend ko is gamitin na po yung Facebook kasi among all social media networks dito sa Pilipinas, Facebook yung may pinaka malaking penetration. So, as of last count po, nasa 70 million Filipinos yung nasa Facebook. So, siya yung pinaka-develop in terms of community. Tapos siya rin yung may pinakamaganda na targeting kung gagamit kayo ng advertising. Aside from social media networks po, I will also recommend yung mga special sites for trading talaga when it comes to agricultural products. So, search nyo lang po, halimbawa sa Google, coconut supplier, halimbawa. Tapos makikita mo dyan, may mga websites for for trading yung mga bulk amounts ng agricultural product like goforworldbusiness.com, trige.com, tapos alibaba.com. So, pwede niyo pong i-consider yan. Mix po siya ng social network saka yung specialized na search engines.
All right, thank you, sir. We have another question for you, and it's from Miss Gemma San Luis. Her question is, what are your suggestions for me to save time and money if I am going to create a website for my agri products?
Tamang-tama po yung sagot ay yung tanong nyo kasi yan po yung tinakil namin doon sa sa DICT program. Meron na pong platform sa paggawa ng website sa mga hindi marunong ng coding or minimal yung alam. Pasok lang po kayo sa wordpress.com. So, pipili lang po kayo ng theme dyan. Tapos may design na kaagad yung website. Then, paste nyo na lang yung content nyo. When it comes to the e-commerce platform mismo, yung gagawin mong store, pwede mo pong gamitin dyan is WooCommerce. Or pwede din na Shopify. So, dalawa po yan na ready-made na platforms for uploading your products. Then, so, in combination with the WordPress team, may website ka na, then may selling selling platform ka na installed doon. Ang kailangan mo na lang po dyan na last two is domain name, which is only about, I think, 600 pesos per year, and web hosting. Around, sabihin natin, mga 4,000 pesos a year. So, yan po yung dalawang magiging cost mo na yearly for the website.
Thank you very much, Sir Ryden, for answering those questions for us. The next set of questions will be answered by Dr. Shelo Mendoza La Chica. And the first question is from Miss Imelda Palio. Her question is, what is contact time and its importance?
So, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Maraming salamat po sa inyong katanungan. So, actually, ang contact time, ito po ay may other term na wet time. So, technically, ang main mode of action po kasi ng disinfectant ay yung nangyayari ang pagpatay sa mikrobyo during the contact of the disinfectant doon sa surface. So practically, dapat kita natin na basa yung lugar or hindi pa nag-evaporate yung disinfectant dahil usually po sa mga high alcohol content na disinfectant, lalo na kung masyadong mainit o malamig or mahangin, mabilis po itong mag-evaporate. So dapat susundin po natin yung oras na wet time or contact time doon sa recommended time frame according to the concentration. So kanina po, napag-usapan po natin na may ilang concentration na 3 minutes lang ang kailangan para tuluyan siyang makapag-disinfect ng mabuti. Yung iba naman umaabot ng 30 minutes. So kung sakali po na dun sa mga contact time na masyadong mahaba, maaari po tayong mag-reapply ng disinfection. So kasama po doon, dapat tumagal po ito from 15 seconds to 30 minutes. Depende po sa recommended ng manufacturers. And then, isa pa po recommendation, kailangan po tayong magpalit or mag-change ng type of disinfectant at least every 6 months para po ma-minimize po natin ang resistance.
Thank you very much, Doc. We have another question for you, and it's from Mr. Brian San Jose. His question is, what is the simplest biosecurity flow possible that we can apply in a backyard-type farm?
So, thank you po ulit sa napakagandang tanong. So, unang-una po, kailangan po natin i-observe ang downtime before going to the next farm. So, ikalawa po, kapag po may bisita tayo or kahit tayo po mismong mga owners, mas okay po na iparada po natin ang ating mga sasakyan outside the farm kung maaari po. And then maglagay po tayo ng foot dips at the gates. And then change ng farm clothes, wash hands or disinfect with alcohol, or kung maaari po, maligo po tayo. And then remove po natin yung mga unnecessary accessories like yung mga relo, kwintas, and kung kailangan po natin magdala ng cellphone sa loob, at i-disinfect din po natin ito. So pwede nating i-wipe ng kumbaga, hindi naman basa-basa, pero pwede natin i-wipe off using tissue with alcohol or yung mga wet wipes na may disinfecting capacity. And then, another po, ito po, extra label use. So, di ba meron po tayong mga alam na disinfectant na low toxicity naman po. So, pwede po nating spray yun sa thin air. So, spray lang natin and then magpa-pass through tayo or lalakad tayo doon sa under the air droplets. So, caution lang po, wag po natin hahayaang masinghot yung disinfectant or yung air droplets dahil masama po yan sa katawan natin. Ang gusto po natin is yung surface area po ng katawan natin na ay yung ma-disinfect. So, lalo na kung hindi po tayo naligo bago pumasok ng farm, mas maganda po na yung mga surfaces like yung buhok ay malagyan kahit papano ng konting disinfectant. And then, kapag papasok po tayo ng buildings, siguraduhin po natin na una nating bibisitahin yung mga mas bata. Papunta tayo doon sa mas matatandang edad. And then, siguraduhin po natin na bago po tayo pumasok ng mga buildings, mag-foot dip po muna tayo. Tapos, paglabas din po ng building na yon ay kailangan ulit nating mag-foot dip. And then, ito po, usual po ito sa mga nagpa-farm visit. Limitahan po natin or wag po tayong umapak sa loob ng pens or crates gamit yung mga sapatos na ipinang-iikot po natin sa farm. So, yan po.
Alright, thank you po. And we have another question for you, Doc. It's from Miss Helen De Leon. Her question is, what is the minimum recommended downtime for every farm visit?
So, ito po yung sa, nabanggit ko nga po yung sa downtime, minimum of 2 days po without visit to other farms. So, ito po ay during normal season, wala tayong outbreaks or anything na like ASF or ND or avian influenza. So some farms may also require 2 days downtown or 2 days po tayo walang contact sa marketplaces and other farms, and then 2 days po tayo magstay inside their facilities. And then for outbreak of diseases naman po, kung kailangan po talaga nating magpunta sa loob ng production area, at least 1 week po of downtime should be observed. So 2 weeks is better, pero ang best po is wag na po muna tayong pumasok sa loob ng farm.
Thank you very much, Doc. And the last speaker to answer our last set of questions would be Mr. Michael Soberon. So the first question is from Mr. Jake Assis. The question is, sa ating mist blower, bakit maraming models and accessories? Ano ang magiging benepisyo nito para sa ating farmers? Hi, sir. Hello, Sir Michael. Can you hear me po? Sir Michael, can we check your audio po? I think we can hear some sounds na from Mr. Michael's end. Hi, sir. Good morning. Hello, Sir Michael. While we're fixing some audio difficulties from Mr. Michael's end, I would like to remind everybody that earlier this morning we said that there will be prizes waiting for you, right? And they will all be announced tomorrow on our second day of the BICOL AGRI Summit webinar series. And again, may I take this opportunity to thank and acknowledge our dear friends and sponsors for making this 3-day webinar possible. Special thanks to the Provincial Government of Camarines Sur, the Department of Agriculture, DA Agricultural Training Institute, Regional Training Center 5, Ultrapac High Density Feed, UNICO, Nuevo Milenio Incorporated, Deutz Motordrate Incorporated, Pilipinas Caneco Seeds Corporation, Seedworks Philippines Incorporated, HIPRA Philippines Incorporated, Soro Ibaba Development Cooperative, and of course, Premium Feeds Corporation. Now we're not yet done with our question and answer segment. We'll be back after this commercial.
Ubusin ng avian flu at Newcastle disease ang lahat ng pinaghirapan mo? Sa lilim ng mga pakpak ng Microban Abi Disinfectant, iwas disease ang mga alaga mo. Ang Microban Abi ay scientifically formulated for birds. May tapak ng Abi Shield formula na humahagupit sa bakterya, viruses at fungi. Maghalo ng 20 ml ng Microban Abi sa 1 galon ng tubig. Safe gamitin kahit nasa paligid ang mga alaga. Microban Abi, tapang naligtas sa alaga mo. Galing Univet, galing Univet.
Ang Ultrapac High Density Feeds ay isang premium brand na pinagkakatiwalaan ng madami nating mga kababayan na nasa pagnenegosyo ng pagbababoy. At bakit naman hindi? Dahil ang Ultra PAC ay nagpapatupad ng magpit na pagsusuri upang siguraduhin ang mataas na antas ng kalidad mula raw materials hanggang finished goods. Sa pamamagitan nito, nakakasigurado ang ating mga packers na kumpleto, masustansya at ligtas na feeds para sa kanilang mga alagang baboy. Yan ang tatak Ultra PAC. Sa Ultra PAC,
ang kalinisan para sakit ay maiwasan. Pero kapag deadly diseases na ang usapan, kailangan na ng matinding linis at proteksyon ng broad spectrum disinfectant. Gumamit ng Microban GT, the Germ Terminator. Proven effective against viruses, bacteria at fungi. Maghalo lang ng 10 ml ng Microban GT sa isang galon ng tubig. Pwedeng gamitin kahit nasa paligid ang mga alaga. Iwas disease, ligtas ang kalusugan. Ang Microban GT, the Germ Terminator. Galing Univet, galing Univet.
And we're back. Thank you very much for bearing with us. And you're still watching the third BICOL AGRI Summit webinar series. So again, our last speaker to answer our last set of questions would be Mr. Michael. Hi, Sir Mike. Can you hear me clearly?
Hello.
All right.
Yes, good morning.
So I will repeat the first question, sir. It's from Mr. Jake Assis. Sa ating mist blower, bakit maraming models and accessories? Ano ang magiging benepisyo nito para sa ating farmers?
Okay, good morning. So sa ating mist blower, nahiwalay sa dalawang kategory. So yung ating mist blower is meron tayong farmer's budget and then meron tayong professional. So in the first place, yung ating yung right application sa tamang tool. So, ang ating yung ating farmers budget na models so yun yung willing mag-invest ating equipment sa mga gustong mag-umpisa sa kanilang negosyo. So, yun, meron naman tayong professional models, for example, yung ating SR, yung mga close range. So, hindi naman natin kailangan na mas malayo yung range ng ating target sa pag-spray. So meron tayong close range. So meron naman tayo din ng mga professionals na mas malayo yung ranges natin. So anong benefits natin dito regarding sa ating accessories? So meron tayong mga extension tube, tsaka meron tayong booster pump na tinatawag. So ito yung application natin is more on sa banana plantation. So yung isa sa mga accessories natin is ULB. So yung ULB natin is more on, ito yung mas makatipid tayo ng chemicals. So ito yung sa mga farmers na nagtitipid ng chemicals, for example, yung right na pag-drop o kaya pag-spray ng ating solution. So hindi tama, hindi kulang, hindi sobra. So doon sa ating ULB nanggagaling yung right solution.
Thank you, sir. Meron pa po tayong isang tanong para sa iyo. Sa steel grass cutter, meron kayo models na pang farm and pang professionals. Meron din bang iba't ibang cutting attachment? Ano ang kahalagahan nito sa operator? That's from Melissa Lainesa.
Okay, so ang ating brush cutters, so nakategorize sa tatlo. So meron tayong farm, meron tayong occasional o kaya home use, and then meron tayong professional. So yung una sa ating benefits dito, yung ating steel brush cutter. So meron tayong ergonomic design. Meron tayong lightweight na models. So, meron tayong application doon, lalo sa nylon line. So, lalo na sa mga brush cutters na merong pwedeng attach yung circular blades. So, in the target natin, so yun yung right tool sa right application para pagdating sa operator. So, yung tama yung application, tama yung tool. So, at the end of the day, hindi sila mapapagod, ma'am.
All right, thank you very much, sir. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes our question and answer segment. I would like to thank all our speakers for that very insightful and informative answers. And of course, to our active participants by engaging through asking relevant questions. Again, we would like to thank and acknowledge our friends and sponsors for making this 3-day webinar series possible. Diyos mabalos po sa Indoga Boss. Provincial Government of Camarines Sur, Department of Agriculture, DA Agricultural Training Institute, Regional Training Center 5, Ultra PAC High Density Feed, UNACO, Nuevo Milenio Incorporated, Deutz Motordraht Incorporated, Pilipinas Caneco Seeds Corporation, Seedworks Philippines Incorporated, Hipra Philippines Incorporated, Sorosoro Ibaba Development Cooperative, and Premium Feeds Corporation. We will now proceed with the awarding of the Digital Certificate of Appreciation to all our sponsors for their invaluable support for the third BICOL AGRI Summit webinar series. The Camarines Sur Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated, in partnership with the Provincial Government of Camarines Sur, CAMSUR Business Expo 2020, presents this plaque of appreciation to Mr. Bryden C. Elizan, owner, NGCI Online Creative Solutions, in grateful recognition for his invaluable insights, expertise, and experiences as one of the speakers in the third BICOL AGRI Summit, themed E-Agri Summit 2020, New Normal Farming and Marketing, given this 22nd day of October 2020 at Naga City, Camarines Sur, signed by Chairman 3rd BICOL AGRI Summit, Jose L. Namoro, Chairman, CAMSUR Business Expo 2020, Kristen Carl E. Malazarte, and President CSCCI, Engineer Alexander B. Gaite. Same plaque of appreciation with the same citation is also given to Dr. Shelo Mendoza La Chica, DVM. Same plaque of appreciation is given to Mr. Joshua Ko. Same plaque of appreciation with the same citation is also given to Mr. Michael Sobiron. That concludes the morning session of our webinar series for this day. Again, I would like to remind everybody that earlier this morning, we said that amazing prizes await you. So the winners for today will be announced tomorrow. The CAMSUR Chamber Secretariat will get in touch with you regarding the details of your prizes and how you can claim it. And that concludes our morning session of our third BICOL AGRI Summit webinar. We hope you have learned a lot in the talks given by our experts and that you can use the additional knowledge you've gained today in your respective businesses. Thank you to our dear partners, sponsors, and guests, and to all of you who participated today. There will be breakaway sessions from our sponsors, Neovia Philippines Incorporated and Deutz Motordraht Incorporated this afternoon. This has been your host, Cristel A. Sales. Huwag po nating kalilimutan na makilahok sa ating breakaway sessions ngayong hapon. Diyos mabalos po, mabuhay ang negosyante at magsasakang Pilipino.